From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is Roz and Mocha.
It's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. Roz, Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow! You just won $1,000.
That's amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
There is a guy in the UK that does Star Wars impressions, and they are amazing.
Oh, really, huh?
His girlfriend recorded him and would, like, call out a character name and have him do it. Because I guess he does this at home a lot. And then she posted it on Twitter, and it blew up.
Right.
Ready for this?
Yeah.
How many impressions can I get my boyfriend to do? Kylo Ren.
Han Solo, I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
Yoda.
When 900 years old you reach, look as good you will not.
C-3PO and R2-D2.
R2-D2, what are you doing? Well, I don't like you either.
Darth Vader.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Old Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You don't need to see his identification.
New Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hello there.
Jabba the Hutt. Palpatine.
Good, Anakin, good. Kill him now. Do it.
Chewbacca.
Wow. Wow.
Like the best I've heard, huh?
Wow. Can I tell you the most impressive thing about that, though?
What?
Is that his girlfriend's into it.
I know. She's so into it.
Yeah.
She's the one that recorded it and posted it online.
This may be the only nerd in the world who can do 25 different Star Wars voices who found a woman that appreciates it.
Yeah. And tolerates.
And yeah.
Right?
I love it. This is the hottest thing I've ever heard. This may be, we may have to put listen, I'm telling you, we should have put a warning ahead of this because this is the most erotic thing I've ever heard.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yes. We've crossed the line with this.
Is this ultimate relationship goals?
This is like
for nerds?
I'm going to take my scarf off in a second. I'm telling you, man, this is the hottest thing I've ever heard. A woman who is that into her man's ability to do Star Wars voices is the sexiest thing we've ever played on this show.
That's passion
Hands
right there.
down.
Right? That's passion.
Oh, you hang on tight.
You married that girl.
Yes, twice.
How many impressions can I get my boyfriend to do? Kylo Ren.
Han Solo, I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
Yoda.
When 900 years old you reach, look as good you will not.
C-3PO and R2-D2.
R2-D2, what are you doing? Well, I don't like you either.
Darth Vader.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Old Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You don't need to see his identification.
New Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hello there.
Jabba the Hutt. Palpatine.
Good, Anakin, good. Kill him now. Do it.
Chewbacca.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Words that sound like other words. I'm going to confuse your brain. I'm going to confuse your ears real quick.
For God's sake. That sounded like something.
That was not part of it, by the way.
Oh, was it? Oh. I was like, I don't know what I heard, but don't play it again.
David Moore and Shem are here. Hi, guys.
Hi, bonjour, hi.
There is a new song called Fortnite by a group that, I've never heard them. La Napa and Kevin Vin and somebody named Wikipedia, where they spell it Wickypedia.
Okay.
The song is called Fortnite, but when listening to it, it's one of those things where you hear one word, but then if you start thinking about another word, it may sound like that word.
Okay.
Remember, like, the Laurel Yanni?
Laurel. Yeah.
Where some people would hear Laurel or some people would hear Yanni.
Laurel.
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 Like, I only hear Laurel.
I hear Yanni.
I hear Laurel.
That's crazy, man.
Shem's the only person.
I know.
Yeah.
That's weird.
On Earth.
Laurel. Laurel.
Like, even trying to think.
Say it, Shem. What do you
Yanni.
hear?
That's what I hear. I hear Yanni.
Okay, so play it, Mocha, and then Shem, you say it back the way you hear it.
Sure.
Laurel.
Yanni.
Laurel.
Yanni.
How's that
Laurel.
I don't know how
Laurel.
that's
I
possible.
only hear that. I only hear
so
Laurel.
He
wild
literally
to me.
goes Laurel. Like there's a
Laurel.
He goes Yanni.
And then there was that toy that made a noise where people were hearing either Brainstorm or
Yes.
Green Needle.
Brainstorm.
Green needle.
I only hear brainstorm.
I only hear
green
brainstorm.
needle.
Even when
green needle.
Really?
Even when I
Yeah.
think of the word green needle,
Yeah.
I still only hear
Yeah.
brainstorm.
I hear
So
green needle.
listen to this one.
Okay.
Okay, this is Fortnite, and all they're saying in this part of the song is Fortnite, which is
Okay.
the title of the song.
Okay.
Okay, so think of Fortnite, and that's exactly what you're gonna hear. That sounds pretty hype.
Yeah, that's a terrible song, first of all.
Now, here is what everyone else thinks is being said. So I'm going to tell you, I have a list of words. So we're going
Okay.
to listen to this a bunch of times.
Okay.
And tell me if this is what you hear, okay?
Yes,
So
sir.
the title is Fortnite. Some people are saying that the lyrics, they're actually saying 4-9, okay? So
Okay.
think of that now. 4-9. Have that in your mind. Well, it makes sense, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Because the song is called Fortnite.
Yeah.
But now I hear 4-9.
Very simple.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
okay.
now listen to this again and have 9-4 in your mind.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
Okay.
9-4, 9-4,
9-4, 9-4,
Okay.
9-4.
Now listen to it again and think of the word iPhone.
Oh my goodness.
Is this wild?
Okay. Jesus, man. Okay. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna listen to it again and now think 9th floor.
Mind blown.
Okay.
Oh, for God's
Listen to it
sake.
again
Oh,
and now
God.
think of nice one. Nice one. Okay.
Oh my god.
Now, we'll listen to it again.
Oh, man.
And think nightfall. Nightfall.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have two more.
Jesus.
We'll listen to it again.
I think Roz is crying.
Okay.
Think. And I already know you already don't like the song.
I
So
have.
hearing this
It's the
so
worst
many
thing
times,
we've ever done.
It's going to be in your head all day.
probably annoying as hell. So we'll
terrible.
listen to it again
Yeah.
and think of throw a knife.
Throw a knife.
No, I don't hear this one.
Throw a knife, 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 throw a knife. Throw a knife, 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 throw a knife.
Now I'm hearing iPhone again.
Okay, so again, the title of the song is actually Fortnite. We'll listen to it one more time. And now think I for an I. I for an I.
Now let's do it all again from the very top.
No. Yeah. Can I go back? What was 2? Can I go back to 2? Stop it. This song is driving me nuts.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Let me ask you something. Is this racist? Hey, Shem,
Wow.
come in here for a second.
Usually, if you have to start off a sentence.
No.
Is this racist?
Yeah, well, no, because I'm not asking because of something I've done. I want the opinions of you guys because people are calling this racist, and I don't want to come in with an opinion until I hear from you guys.
Sure.
Okay, there's a lot that doesn't help this story.
Oh, great.
Okay. Okay. One.
So if there's a lot that doesn't help the story, then I'm going to say this is 100% racist.
Okay. It's a story that a woman told about being terrified when she got lost in Queens, New York. Also, her name is Karen.
Oh, no.
Okay. Maybe I didn't set that up right. Maybe I didn't set that up right. Okay. Maybe I didn't set that up right.
Also, all of my family in New York, they all live in Queens.
Okay. Maybe I didn't set that up right. So this was a Jeopardy contestant the other day. Maury put the clip in for you. This was a Jeopardy contestant the other day who, you know, when Jeopardy contestants go on, they always tell some sort of egghead story. They have to keep it extremely condensed, and they don't have a lot of time to elaborate. But she told this story. I heard this story, okay, and related to it in a different way other than maybe it's racist.
Karen Ellistat, a chaplain originally from Frankfort, Kentucky, had a, troubling experience as a 15-year-old in Queens, New York? What happened?
Yes, I was doing a summer program. I was in Manhattan, and I didn't know a single person in New York City, and shockingly, I didn't make any friends in the program, so I would, spend my time riding the subway around the city, and one day I wasn't paying attention to the changes that I was making, and I ended up in Jamaica, Queens, and had no idea how I got there. This was very much pre-Uber, pre-smartphone, so terrifying moment, just me in abject fear.
It was a different world. Kids don't get lost anymore, right?
Right.
Well, I'm glad you made it back.
Okay, I wouldn't say necessarily racist.
She was 15 and got lost.
She was 15 and got lost, exactly. I wouldn't call that racist at all.
Like, to me, the fear is that you're 15 and you got lost in New York.
Yes, that's the fear.
Yes, absolutely. Now, you have to kind of know the demographics of New York, right? I mean, Manhattan is very different than, let's say, Jamaica, Queens. But I hear you, though.
But let's say it was Newark, that just where she happened to wind up. You know what I mean? Like, let's
New
say,
Jersey.
Yeah. Because I'm just saying, like, everybody. I'm pretty sure also if her name wasn't Karen, people wouldn't be calling her racist. I think that she had everything.
Are people calling her racist?
Oh yes.
Oh really?
Yes, they want apologies from Jeopardy for allowing that story to air.
No, I don't think that's racist. I don't think her intent, like the words that she used, she never said, I got off the train and I saw like a bunch of black and brown people.
Right.
Which is why I'm scared.
Right.
Right? Because if you know that area, Jamaica, Queens, there's a lot of black and brown people.
It's one of the most diverse counties in America.
Right?
Yeah.
A lot of Hispanics as well.
Yeah, there may be some people who don't also recognize that Jamaica, Queens is like not Jamaica.
Yes, right.
You know
no, fair
I mean,
enough.
right?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You know,
it's not Queens, Jamaica.
Right.
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 Right. Yes.
No, I don't think she needs to, or Jeopardy needs to issue an apology. I think her name has everything to do with it.
Right.
Like if her name was
I know.
Sophie.
I know. Yes. Right.
People wouldn't pay any attention to it.
I know. And like her name is in every headline. It's not Jeopardy contestant. It's every headline is Jeopardy contestant, quote, Karen under fire. No joke.
Listen, if Karen ended up in like Bradley, Queens, then I think
then
sure it's
maybe
fine.
it would. Yes,
you
there's
know?
a lot. That's why I said there's so much going on with this one story that I needed to have the conversation because
I think part of the reason why it's gone viral or people are talking about it, maybe people aren't listening to the clip or reading the full story. They just read the headline because you assume anytime you see Karen, it's now a slang term. Right? Supermarket Karen flips out on cash attendant type of thing, right?
And the part of the story that's left out of all the headlines is when she was 15 and alone.
got lost on a subway. Of course you're going to be scared.
Right. Anyway, I don't know. So I'll ask the question again.
No, I say it's not racist.
Racist as hell. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I may never fly again after this United story, man.
Oh, man, dude.
So on Saturday, that United flight on its way to Honolulu, it was a 777, like one of those huge,
just monster of a plane.
Monster planes took off from Colorado, and you saw all the videos, which is people just shooting video outside of their window, and like the engine is just like it looked like a movie. The engine is falling apart and it's on fire, and parts of it are like just dropping out of the air.
Just landing in neighborhoods and stuff,
and nobody got hurt.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
Sorry, not weird. Like, thankfully, nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
But you would think
And these aren't small pieces.
No, like engine pieces from an airplane that are massive.
Yeah. So Boeing has recommended that the airplanes, the 777s, remain out of the sky until the FAA, quote, identifies the appropriate inspection protocol. There are 69 planes currently in service and 59 others in storage that it applies to.
Wow.
This, again, was from Colorado to Honolulu. There was 231 passengers and 10 crew members on board. And, again, nobody was hurt. Nobody on the ground was hurt.
Here's the Mayday call that the pilot had to make when everything was going on.
Mayday, Mayday, United 328 Heavy, Mayday, Mayday aircraft. Just experienced engine failure, need a turn immediately.
Wow, man. I don't know what jeez.
I know, it's scary.
Yeah, it's, and you don't even know how to process that. Like, what do you do when you're on that plane? Like, what do you do when you, what do you, like, there's
what do you do? What's everybody else doing?
Like, if people panic, then do you panic? And then if everybody's calm, do you try and remember? Like, I don't know. I don't know what to do in that situation.
Dan and Maury caught up with Barbara Underwood. She was one of the passengers on that plane.
God.
To try to answer some of those very same questions, Roz, that you were asking.
Okay, first of all, we're thrilled that everybody is okay. That's very important. Now, talk to me about when you were in the plane. When did you know something was going wrong? What was happening around you, and what was said?
So we had just reached the 10,000 feet mark, and the chimes came on, and the captain had come on. Usually it's the crew comes on, but the captain came on and he said, because of the turbulence going over the mountain range, we're going to keep the flight attendants in their seats. And then just as he said that, I looked out the window and I could see the engine just shaking. And I thought, well, it must be the turbulence. And within like 5 seconds, I just heard this huge boom. And I was actually looking at it. There was a big boom, there was fire, and that big ring that circles the engine flew off. And then, people weren't screaming or anything like that. It was very calm. But it was starting to shake. The whole thing was shaking. And as we were flying and we had circled back, pieces of the plane were just coming off. I mean, just little pieces that I think went into some soccer field. But it was a scary 20 minutes back to the airport, I tell you that.
That's Barbara Underwood, by the way. She was on the Boeing 777 plane, the United Airlines flight where the engine caught fire and pieces of it were flying off and landing in neighborhoods. Listen to this.
How are you staying calm, and what's going through your mind?
You know, at that moment, it was like you think, okay, this is it. And I actually turned my phone on and sent my sons a message. You know, the engine just blew. Don't know what's going to happen. We love you very much. It's kind of like last goodbyes. You want to just be prepared for that because you don't know what's going to happen.
I can't even...
Bro.
Like, I can't even imagine.
No way.
Like, can you imagine this? Like, you're the kid getting that text message?
No. And the footage is like, I saw it on my timeline and I zoomed by it like 3 times because I didn't want to know. I didn't want to know what happened until way later on.
But then you can't avoid it because it was all over the news everywhere, right?
My God.
But we're happy that everybody's okay. But yeah,
nobody on the ground hurt.
Nobody on the ground hurt. Nobody in the air hurt.
That big ring that she was talking about that flew off, that thing is like...
It was like the size of a swimming pool.
Yeah. Right? It's huge.
If not bigger.
Yeah.
And
massive.
Nobody got hurt.
No.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yo, I see you mucking around in your bag over there.
Shut up.
What was that thing?
I'm looking for stuff.
I know.
Man.
What's that thing you just pulled out of your bag?
It's a Christmas ornament of my own face that I carry around in my bag. I don't know why it's
Everybody
in my bag.
in the room, hands up if you have in your bag right now a Christmas ornament with your own face on it.
See?
No? Nobody else? Just you? Just you?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that from?
Catherine made it for me.
But why is it in your bag?
I don't know. Because Catherine will sometimes just put stuff in my bag, or sometimes I'll transport stuff from. I don't know why I have an ornament of my own face in my bag.
That looks really nice, though.
I don't.
Did she make it?
Yeah. Well, it's based off. This is the Christmas ornament version, but sometimes when I get home, there's cookie versions of my own face on the counter.
No.
Yeah.
And
Like my family really loves me, man.
I was just gonna say, let me guess, are those your favorite cookies?
Yes, absolutely. And you know me, I never eat cookies. I don't like sweets, but I will line them up when I get home and there's my face cookies on the counter. Baby, line them up.
Wow.
I'm trying to think of what else I have in here. I don't know.
With your face on it?
Yeah, I don't even know what I was looking for, to be honest with you.
Yeah, what's in your bag?
That's for later.
This is like those EDC videos, those everyday carry videos that you see on YouTube.
Everybody knows the sound of a pill bottle, right? You know what I'm saying?
What else you got in there?
Okay, so this is going to seem ridiculous. Okay, what else I have in here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have an empty box of an 8-pack of Strongbow cider. The empty box.
Why?
Because I use the boxes for other things, and I didn't want Catherine to throw it out, so I put it in my bag. And carry it back.
You had to hide your recycling in your
carry
bag?
it back and forth to work every day. But not only do I have one empty box of cider, I have three. I have three.
What can you possibly need those for?
I have three, starting fires and stuff, man.
But why wouldn't you just tell Catherine, hey, these are really good for the stuff that I need. Can you hang on to them?
No, because then she says you got to do something with it. I don't want it lying around. And so I'd stick everything in my bag. I don't know what. An empty LTBO bag, man. If I got hit by a bus, people would go through my bag looking for ID, and they would just assume that I was drunk, and it was all my fault. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just in case I do get hit by a bus, I always have extra underpants with me in my bag that I carry everywhere with me.
Oh my God, this is so fascinating.
In case I have to sleep over. Oh, and I have in my bag, I have 3 empty cardboard boxes that is an 8-pack of Strongbow each, right? Then I have 1 empty LCBO bag. Then I also have 2 of the 8-can carry-away.
Yo, this is so crazy.
Okay. I have enough storage in my 8 plus 8 is 16 plus 8 is what's that?
You're almost there.
Okay, Curry, help me out here. I don't want to do the math. I got a lot of stuff in my hands.
24.
24 plus 8.
32.
Plus 8.
40.
And then you could get about, what, 10 of those in that bag? 50. I have enough cardboard in my bag for 50 cans of cider in my one little bag. It's like the Doctor Who TARDIS. I can get a lot of stuff in here.
That's why you need the pills.
Did I show you the undies?
You did.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yesterday, monumental day for sure. Just before 4 p.m., NASA successfully landed the Perseverance Rover on Mars. And it was the 5th time a rover had landed on Mars. And man, yesterday people were celebrating.
Touchdown confirmed. Perseverance safely on the surface of Mars, ready to begin seeking the sands of past life.
Wow, we got it.
Wow.
This is so exciting. The team is beside themselves. It's so surreal.
And the interviews all day yesterday were crazy with the amount of people who were covering the event, talking about the event, talking about the success, talking about what went into making this actually happen. And Dan Mori wanted to take part in all of that. However, instead of calling somebody at NASA or setting up a conversation with a scientist,
right,
somebody in and around that world with knowledge of what made yesterday so special,
okay,
Dan Mori decided to call 2 people who live in Mars, Pennsylvania.
God. How long did it take you to find a place that had a town called Mars in it? Forever?
Where the population of Mars, Pennsylvania is 1,336.
That's a small town.
So here's what happened.
Hello, Smith.
Hey, how are you?
Okay.
You're in Mars, right?
Correct.
How does it feel to be living on Mars?
Well, so it feels the same because I've lived there for 40 years. So.
Wow. And finally, they've sent people there.
Not people.
It wasn't a bad trip either.
Hey, have you ever put a glass of water on your floor and said, look, there's water on Mars?
No, I've never done that. So.
Wow. How does Earth and Mars schedule a vacation?
I don't know.
They plan it.
Oh, brother. Keep your day job.
This is my day job.
True.
Hello?
Hey, how are you?
Okay.
It's Maury with the Roz and Mocha Show, randomly calling you because you live on Mars.
I do.
Tell me what it's like to live on Mars. Is it hard to breathe? Like, is it super hot?
It's super cold here right now.
That's not what I've read in books. You know, it's funny. I saw a 1-star review for Mars on Yelp. Do you know why?
Why?
Because they said it lacked atmosphere.
Oh, it doesn't lack atmosphere at all.
No, that's a joke because, like, Mars is in space and atmosphere, and it's a...
It's a what? You don't even
Are
know.
you a Martian?
I am. We look pretty much the same, but it's fun when people ask you where you're from and you say Mars, and they look at you like, oh, my.
And is there water on Mars?
Of course.
Yeah? Turn on a tap. Prove it to me right now.
Wow.
Okay,
Bossy.
listen.
Oh, my God!
Space water.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Well, this phone call is going to cost me a fortune, so thank you so much.
It is.
Yeah, I know. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us Earthlings.
Okay, good to talk to you.
How do people on Mars say goodbye?
Adios.
Of course.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Did you hear the sounds coming from Mars? That Perseverance, the rover that's been up there since last week, drop back down to Earth.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with watching the landing from the underside camera of the rover when all the dust starts swirling around.
Yeah, scary as hell, huh?
It's scary, and I don't know why it's so far away. Like I shouldn't be scared of Mars, right?
Like, what's it ever done to you?
Yeah, like I shouldn't, but I just start getting into my own head about, like, I don't want to go there.
Yeah, but even out here on Earth, you
Right?
don't want to go anywhere anyway.
I don't. No, you're right. I don't. And the idea that something happens where we all then have to go to, like, I get just so deep into my own head of where I just start thinking of all these terrible situations where I would then have to see that for myself. And unlike maybe a lot of people, I have no desire to see that for myself. It's the video of the rover is terrifying to me, and it's irrational. Like, I don't know why I'm so scared of it.
Well, since it's been up there was something like 20,000 photos, I think it was, that have been taken. And they've sent back, the rover sent back audio of what it sounds like on Mars.
Okay. No.
It's just wind.
Is it? Is there wind on Mars? I don't think there's wind on Mars.
Well, what's that? Aliens walking around?
Well, you tell me. This is why it's scary. Yeah, they're coming to get you.
Like those are footsteps?
They're coming to get you.
Feeling like, get out of here, rover?
I wonder what in all of these things. Yeah, I wonder what all these things are that you don't see in the pictures and the data sent back. Like, I wonder how many that they don't release. Or is it an open stream where we can see everything?
Oh, they have to tell us, don't they? I guess they don't.
Do they, though? Play it again. Play it again for me.
What it sounds like on Mars?
Yeah. Does that sound like your upstairs neighbors, Maury?
But this isn't the first time that they've released like what it sounds like.
No, I know, and it scares me every time.
In space, right? For example, NASA released this like these ones are years and years ago. And you could find all this stuff online.
I would be the guy on the capsule going up there who just cried nonstop. Like
Yeah.
people would hate me. Oh my god!
Like this is what it sounds like. This is the sound of Jupiter.
Like you know what I hear this, and what this sounds like. If you were like, what does this sound like? My answer would be preparing for war.
You're that scared, huh? Here, listen to this.
I don't
This is,
I don't like space,
Neptune.
man. I'm terrified of it.
Like, that sounds hella scary.
Right. That sounds like, again, preparing for war. That's all I hear.
Sounds like Roz's stomach.
Yeah, it does.
No, this one does. Saturn.
Yeah, it's not right, man.
Yeah, it really does sound freaky.
Yeah.
And then this is what Earth sounds like from space.
We got to do better.
How am I doing what?
That's not intimidating enough, man.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yo, man, you see this American Airlines pilot that saw a UFO? Bruh.
The aliens are scoping. They've been scoping, and they're getting closer. You know why? Because we're trying to muck around with their property up there on Mars.
Oh, here we go.
Taking all them photos, collecting all their space rocks. You think they want us up there? No.
So here's the interesting part of this. Well, let's play everybody the clip right now. So this was the radio transmission from a pilot on American Airlines flight 2292 from Cincinnati to Phoenix on Sunday.
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object. It almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast that went right over the top of us.
Okay. So do you have any targets up here? We just saw a long cylindrical thing flying right on top of us, looked like a cruise missile, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, they're here.
So at first when I heard this, I was like, man, they release this stuff, or this stuff gets released all the time, and then so what does that mean? But the only reason we're hearing this audio right now is because of a guy named Steve Douglas, who's an experienced radio interceptor and blogger who goes by the name Deep Black Horizon.
Oh, official.
Okay. And he heard this transmission and recorded it.
Yeah.
Because he just sits there. He's one of these guys that just sits in his house and listens to scanners all day. Okay. So God bless this patriot.
Your work paid off, sir.
Okay. So speaking to Fox News, an American Airlines representative verified the transmission from Flight 2292, but said the channel said that Fox News should, quote, contact the FBI for additional information. Following a debrief with our flight crew, they say, and additional information we received, we can confirm the radio transmission was in fact from Flight 2292 on February 21st. This is from an American Airlines spokesperson. Now, Scott Stems of White Sands Missile Range, because he said it looked like a cruise missile. So people started saying, okay, well, what's in the area? Mm-hmm. And then when you start getting around New Mexico and Nevada and all this stuff, there's a lot of places where they test things, right?
Oh.
There's a lot of test sites.
Yeah.
Now, the closest one was 400 miles away from where this flight was. And even they said, this place, White Sands Missile Range, said that they had no tests that took place on Sunday.
Yeah. I'm telling you, they don't like us up there in their space. So they're coming down into our atmosphere.
Yeah. You think that that's what it is? You think that we send something up, they send something down?
Yeah.
Or maybe they send something up and we send something down? I don't know whatever way they look at it.
They know something's going on.
So you think that this is a direct reaction to
Absolutely.
To Perseverance, the Mars rover?
We're at a week now that Perseverance has been up there.
Yeah.
We've overstayed our welcome.
Oh, you think it's time to come home?
Yes.
Oh.
I know they have, I know. And they're probably, Perseverance is probably going to stay up there, right? Because there's no way to bring it back. And they're like, listen, we don't want your junk.
Oh, wow.
Like, you've polluted your own planet. Don't be polluting ours.
They threw some recycling down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Pack your bags, people. It's time to leave.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I'm hesitant to talk about BTS's MTV Unplugged because I don't want to get killed by the BTS army.
Why? I missed it.
So they did, it was like a half hour. They did 5 songs, I think, and then they did them all on different sets. And the one a lot of people are talking about was the cover of Coldplay's Fix You that they did.
Oh, okay.
When the tears come streaming down your face,
That could be BTS.
when you lose something you can't replace,
this part.
Lights will guide you home and ignite you home. And how we'll try to fix you.
So beautiful. Like, that's one of the most beautiful songs written in the past 30 years.
So why are you scared to talk about it? BTS for?
Okay, it's not that I have criticism against BTS.
Uh-oh.
Okay? So
What?
don't come at me, Army. I know what that feels like, and it ruins the weekend. So do not come at me, BTS Army. My problem is this was MTV Unplugged.
Correct.
Okay. It's not MTV Unplugged. It's
What do you mean?
very much MTV Plugged.
Why? Didn't they have the live band behind them?
They had a live band, but
Yeah.
they're all just using regular instruments, electric guitars and all this other stuff. MTV Unplugged used to be Unplugged,
Yeah,
where you would
raw.
get a completely different sound from the artists, where they would come up there and they would retool all their big hits to do them sort of acoustic or on piano or
Sure.
whatever it was. It was an event because you would get some of these big bands on these shows where they would do an MTV Unplugged, and you would get to hear all your favorite songs from these bands, but just in a way that you had never heard them before.
Yeah.
Right?
And there were
that's
some famous, like,
huge.
Pearl Jam, Oasis, Nirvana
All those
probably had the
bands.
best
Yeah,
Unplugged.
exactly.
Jay-Z, Lauryn Hill.
Exactly.
Right? You had and they created moments, really.
Yes, exactly. So listen, so they closed out the show with Dynamite, right?
Yeah.
And here's my problem. My problem again is not with BTS. My problem is that they called this an Unplugged. So knowing what you know about Unplugged,
Mm-hmm.
listen to their version of Dynamite.
I'm good to go. I'm diamond. You know I glow up. Hey, so let's go. Guess I'm in its destiny.
Yeah, it's like they're performing on like Fallon or something, right?
It's plugged.
Yeah.
It's MTV Plugged.
Yeah,
I always think the guy, that line right there, I always, even when we play it on this show, I always think he says the F word.
Oh,
and my
really?
back goes up.
Hold on.
That one.
Oh.
My back always goes up whenever
Nah,
we do.
man. Nah, BTS ain't gonna swear. Don't
I
worry.
know,
BTS
but
is not gonna swear.
listen, I could be doing anything, and when I hear that part of the song, my back always goes up because I think that boy says the F word, and we all just missed it.
Yeah, it doesn't just sound like a regular concert or something.
But it was awesome. It was complete fan service. The fans loved it. Everything
Yeah.
else. My problem again is not with BTS. My problem is what MTV Unplugged has become because
you would think it's a stripped down version.
Thank you. And
Right.
don't call this a stripped down version. This is not a stripped down version. This is still very much plugged. But what'd you think of Fix You?
I mean, I didn't mind it. I
Yeah?
like the song. It's a
Yeah.
nice song. It's a beautiful song.
There's just a lot of guys in that band, though, right? Like it takes some. You got to pick songs where 7 dudes can sing, and they each
Yeah.
get a little moment to themselves.
Sure.
Like you got to pick lyric heavy tracks if you're going to do a cover. And then I think at the end they all sort of came in and did their.
The tears come streaming down your face. When you lose something you can't replace.
Sounds good though, huh?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with this.
Yeah,
I like
sounds
it.
good.
Someone but it goes to end.
But
How
I
many other
agree.
artists in the world do you think wish that they actually wrote this song?
Oh, everybody. I
Everybody.
bet. Yeah.
Everybody.
It's one of those songs
Yeah.
where
Song envy.
everyone thinks, oh man, why didn't I have this idea?
Yeah.
Or why couldn't they wrote this song
Yeah.
for me to sing?
Yeah, exactly. Because it works with so many different people. Every single
Yeah.
person who's tried this song, it's one of these songs that because I think that people just love it, right? Yeah, they sound good. But anyway, that was BTS on MTV Plugged.
Even though they call it Unplugged.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
Update.
Hi, Michaela. Welcome back to the Roz and Mocha Show.
Hey, how are you?
Good. So it's been over a year now that we spoke to you.
Yeah, about that.
And you were considering doing the brother switch.
Okay. Yeah.
So you had dated a guy who had a twin brother, and one of them was outgoing and all this other stuff, just like you, but you wound up with the shy brother, and you guys were trying to make it work, and then it didn't work out, and you had realized during the time that you were with him that maybe you picked the wrong twin, right?
Right.
And the conversation that the three of us had was whether it's possible to do the brother switch.
Yeah.
And I believe in that conversation, one of the things that I had said is that on a couple of times, my brother and I have had the same girlfriend. Not at the same time, but we've had the same girlfriend. And, and the times that it happened, it didn't work out with she and I, and she was a great girl, and my brother's a great guy, and I had no problem with it. And in order to successfully do the sibling switch or the brother switch, everybody has to be cool with it. You can't tear apart a family.
Right.
Yeah. My opinion in the whole thing was to not do the brother switch just in case things go bad and you don't want the two of them fighting, right? Maury thought it was fine to do the switch.
Oh, because have you seen these guys? Look at them.
Maury's looking at the pictures of the brothers right now, thinking you're crazy. Okay, so what happened? Were you successful in the brother switch?
No, so I decided not to do the brother switch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you have a conversation with the brother that you wanted to be with?
No, I kind of just let it go. I really just appreciated my friendship with the both of them, so I kind of wanted to stay like mutual.
So what's the status now?
So basically, I started talking to the one brother again, the one that I was seeing.
Your ex.
Yeah.
But when we stopped talking, I still remained friends with his brother, and then we kind of with my ex, like we kind of just started started hanging out again. I'm like, okay, so like I need to figure this out. Like I don't know what to do, because if we start hanging out again, if we start seeing each other, what is that going to do with my friendship with his brother?
Ooh, jeez.
But I mean, we all still remain friends, right? I just didn't think that it would continue. Like my ex and I would, happen again like this.
So did you guys hook back up again, you and your ex, or no?
Oh yeah, and his brother knows.
Oh,
but
damn.
Now it's kind of awkward.
Okay, so wait a second. You were with the one brother, and then you were like, man, I think I picked the wrong twin, right?
Yeah.
I think I went for the wrong twin.
Yeah.
And then so you guys broke up. You and the brother number one broke up, and you were wondering if you could switch over to brother number two. And then you decided that was not the best idea, but then you went back and hooked up with brother number one again?
Yes. But we were.
And does he know that you actually like his brother more than him?
No, not at all. He has no idea. Like he knows that we're friends and that we're close.
Okay. Does brother number two, after knowing that you liked him, know that you hooked up with brother number one again after you guys broke up?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you still with that guy?
I mean,
that's a yes. Okay.
Yeah, y'all are still hooking up. You guys are still hooking up, right?
Okay. Hold on here. Hold on. And so you're still with brother number one, and do you still feel that you picked the wrong twin?
No, not at all. My concern is I don't want to ruin my friendship with his brother.
Are you only dating brother number one because you don't want to have to not hang out with brother number two?
No. I genuinely I adore these two.
Wow.
Even when
Well, no, you adore one more than the other.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Yeah, so you're sleeping with one brother because you know you can keep both of them in your lives or in your life.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah, because you don't have any intention of staying with brother number one. Now, does he want to be with you, or is he cool with the arrangement?
We haven't really talked about it. I mean, what am I going to say? We're
we're going to talk to Michaela again for another FML update in like a year.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to do another update with you at some point.
Yeah, for sure. We're just keeping things casual. Like we both know where we stand with each other right now, and we're just keeping things casually. And like maybe in the future, if something happens, I don't know. But I'm not staying. I mean, I'm not staying with him just because I really want them to be part of my life. Like, we're generally all good friends.
Okay, hold on here. Michaela, when you're with brother number one, because they're twins, do you, in your mind, pretend that he's brother number two?
No. It's not like that at all.
It's not like that at all.
I have a very important question
Maury.
that I think is on everybody's mind.
Yeah.
When you're doing things with brother number one, do you ever wonder if brother number two is the same?
Sometimes.
Damn, Michaela.
That's some devil thoughts.
Yeah.
You got to go to church, Michaela. You need Jesus.
So anyway, I guess we'll talk to you in a year.
Yeah. You may be our second follow-up, the second follow-up that we've ever done on this show.
I know. You know how complicated that one just got. So when I hang out with brother number one, I kind of stopped hanging out with brother number two.
Right.
But then now I just feel like I don't want to neglect him just because I started hanging out with his brother again.
Oh, so man, you are in this so deep. You're dating a guy, but you're worried about you're neglecting another guy?
Well, just because I'm dating his brother, like, does that mean we can't be friends anymore? Like,
man,
we can't hang out anymore?
Here we go. You have put yourself in quite a position.
Yeah, you need to find you a man that has 0 siblings. Only child.
Yeah, you need an orphan.
Yeah, you can't risk him. He's got a hot dad.
No.
Yo, Michaela, it was awesome catching up with you.
No problem.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
on Kiss.
American Idol last night had one clear kind of like breakout star, the one guy that everyone is talking about today. His name is Yuri Garcia. If you didn't get a chance to watch the show, this is what he did.
I saw, I came, I conquered. Or should I say I saw, I conquered, I came. You know the Chico on fire, he ain't no lie. You don't slip it, you running the game. They're a big bang booty with the kid a little booty and a nice little shade. I gave kid a little pat up on the booty and she turned around and said, walk this way. I was born.
And it's about the moves, though, right? Like, his hips were going wild.
Yeah, man. He was dancing it up like crazy.
Excuse me.
Katy Perry didn't like it.
No, she liked him.
Definitely. He had the
Yes.
personality. He was very funny. Lionel Richie actually gave him a yes.
Yeah.
As did the other judge. Was it Luke Bryan?
Luke Bryan, yeah.
Gave him a yes.
So he's going to Hollywood.
El Yuri! What's up, man? It's Roz Mocha. How are you?
What's up, buddy? I'm doing good. How you doing?
Here we go.
How you doing?
So how are you doing day after all of this? You must be just living the life right now,
I'm
man.
doing good, bro. I haven't slept. I'm still awake. You know, the party keeps going. You know what I mean?
How crazy were your mentions last night after your segment aired on American Idol? Like you had, you must have had a ton of people reaching out.
I haven't even gone through all of them. I just answered to my Canadian people, you know, because I got to reach out to international. I can't let people be the only Mr. Worldwide. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I don't think that I'm alone in. I thoroughly enjoyed your performance because I think that in the early stages of Idol, I think that it's guys like you that really get eyes on this show, and they really need that sort of character on these shows. But I don't think I'm alone.
Right.
I don't think I'm alone in my shock that they're sending you to Hollywood.
Oh, baby, I am in shock as well.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, good.
I go in there, you know, I did not expect it, but at least it was surprising. But at the same time, I'm like, you know, maybe they want this because I deserve it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. So what do you think? What do you think it was that got you through? Because Katy Perry said that if she voted a yes for you, nobody would ever trust her again, which is some very harsh criticism when you really think about it.
A little bit. Right. I think it's because, you know, she's not used to getting, like, you know, adding flavor. She's used to everything being nothing with a little bit of spice. But, you know, I put a little spice in there, and she's not used to it. So, you know, you put a little bit of spice in there, so you got there. But I think what they sent me to Hollywood, you know, which is a great thing. I'm very grateful for. Is you know, there's not. Idol is I love everybody on Idol. I made friends with all these great, incredible kids, all these people that are there, you know, from you know, they're very talented. I know my voice is not the greatest, but my energy, you know, my positivity and my love for Latin culture, it shows. It's very evident, you know what I mean? So I think it's something that they wanted to throw in a little bit of a wrench, but it's something that I'm able to still fix that wrench. You know what I'm talking about?
So, Yuri, on American Idol last night, like going into the process, was your goal to make it to Hollywood to potentially win Idol, or was it just to go in and entertain and get your name out there? Because you were quite entertaining last night.
At the end of the day, you know how you go, for example, let's say you're going out on a date with a girl and you're like, I don't know if I'm going to marry. You're just going on, you know, like you're like, it's just a first date. You know what I mean? It's a first date, so you don't know where it's going to go, whatever. But then you start liking the girl a little and you're like, wow, this girl is like, she's like wifey material, you know? Wow, this girl looks like it could be my wife. That's how I felt. I was like, wow, I feel like I could go to Hollywood. Wow, I feel like I could be the next American Idol. So that's how I felt. I felt like I was going on a first date, but then it turned into, you know, I could make American Idol my wife. You know what I mean?
But you do understand this is a singing competition, though, right?
Of course, absolutely. But at the end of the day, have you listened to all the SoundCloud rappers right now?
yeah, but they're not auditioning for Idol, though.
Yeah, they're not. But look how big they are.
No. But I'm not saying you couldn't be successful, because I agree with you when you start getting into the SoundCloud rappers and everything else. I'm not saying you couldn't be successful. I'm just wondering if you could be successful on Idol. It's two completely different worlds.
Right. Well, the thing is, you know, there's something here in Canada as well, of course. But in America, they tell you that when you have an American dream, anything is possible. And when I came here from Cuba, eso es lo que me dijeron, you know, that's what they told me, you know. When you have an American dream and an American show that's an American Idol, I was like, wow, if I can do this, I can do anything. You know what I mean?
USA.
Hey, Yuri, has Pitbull reached out to you yet about maybe doing a remake of Fireball, the song that you performed of his on Idol last night?
He has not yet, but a lot of people have been tweeting at him. A lot of people have been tagging him of my post. So hopefully we can do something, maybe in the finale, maybe we can do something together, or maybe we can record a little remix. You know, I'm sure Mr. Pitbull, Mr. 305, he's my idol, you know. So if you're listening, brother, let's collab, let's work.
At what point do we get to see you in the traditional white pants?
Oh, baby, you got to watch Hollywood Week if you want to see that.
Okay. I knew it.
You got to come on, baby. I can't give everything away right now.
Yuri, you're amazing, dude. Thank you so much for joining us on the Roz and Mocha Show. Your segment on American Idol last night was truly entertaining, and everyone's talking about it right now.
I'm glad, brother, and everybody in Canada, listen, I love you guys, and how you guys say, I'm sorry, or however you say, I am nothing. You guys are amazing. I love you so much. Canada, I've never been there, but I want to go so bad to try the bacon. I heard it's incredible there. So I want to go there. You guys are great. Canada, los quiero, mi gente. I love you very much. To all my Latin people there and to not Latin people as well. And Yuri, les mando un abrazo. A lot of love, a lot of love, and a lot of flavor for all of you.
You're the best.
Thank you, brother. You take care, man.
Good day, guys. Have a good one. Buenos días. Nos vemos, Canada. Thank you, guys.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Idris Elba was on Capital FM in the UK. He's talking about all of his upcoming projects, including music. And he's dropping an album soon, Roz.
Because he was a DJ for a while. Like, he would show up places and do DJ sets, right?
Yeah. He's been a DJ forever. And if you remember a couple of verses he dropped not that long ago, he was on a song called Boasty from UK artist Wiley.
That's right.
I came to rap it up, do my thing. Sabi put me on the gram and a remix thing. Hold tight Wiley with the Pacino flow. Godfather part 2. Call me.
And he's got like a distinct voice. Like, there's no way this isn't Idris Elba, right?
Yeah, I like it. I remember when you introduced this song to me.
And I played it for you, not telling you it was Idris.
I know.
But because of that distinct voice, you said Idris Elba.
Yeah.
And then recently, he was on a song. He has a song called Courtney Cox, featuring a artist from Toronto named Connor Price. And this is Idris Elba's verse.
Hey, yo, independent thinking, I ain't thinking about you. And the ink that's in the pen ain't never gonna get used. I'll be thinking about my verses, I don't think about views. And the way I beat the beat up is a form of abuse. Now you can see that I'm a winner, you can bet on black. Me and Connor out in Vegas, couple aces on stack. And the cops trying to chase us cause we stole a couple scenes. And we smashed a couple bars cause we know that we can.
So, I mean, this guy's got skills. He's got bars.
Yeah.
He's good. Yeah. And he's got a name. And here's what he told Capital FM in the UK about his upcoming album.
With new music, I'm putting out quite a bit of music, man. I've been really sort of focused in, coming out of last year into this year, trying to put more music out. So expect more. I've got a tune with Frankie Wah coming. I think that's going to be good. I've got a tune with Who. I've got a sneaky tune with Meg Thee Stallion and Davido. Shout out to the Fanatics. Yeah, look, you know, it's one of those junctions where I just feel like, man, life's too short. You know what I mean? You just got to do what you want to do. So I'm putting music and making films this year.
Meg Thee Stallion is going to be on a track with Idris Elba.
Interesting. There may be too much sex appeal on that track. I think that I don't know if that's like you're doing damage to the whole world at that point. I know that we can all handle Meg on her own, and we certainly have a very difficult time handling Idris on his own. But that may be too much for one track.
We'll get ready for even more Idris. Did you ever watch that show Luther that he's on?
No.
I didn't know it was on for so long, since like 5 seasons.
Yeah. No, I didn't.
And I think it's on.
I like him a lot.
It's on Netflix now. But this is what Idris Elba also said, talking about upcoming projects.
Well, I mean, apart from, definitely making more music. I mean, the people that love my film and stuff, listen, I'm going to be making Luther the movie. Yeah, I'm sort of excited, and I hope the fans are excited for that. It's been a long time coming for a movie, so I'm excited about that.
So if you're a big fan of Idris Elba and you really like that TV show that he's on, again, 5 seasons of Luther, he just said that they're making Luther the movie.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Can you explain this chance of rain thing to me, Maury, please?
What?
So it's one of these things that... You really want me to... Okay. Well, no, I don't actually. I regretted asking that. So there's a TikTok video that is, quote unquote, blowing people's minds right now because it reveals that the chance of rain that they say in weather forecasts, like if somebody says 30%, right? I had always thought that was a 30% chance of rain or a 50% chance of rain or an 80% chance of rain.
Isn't that what it is?
Apparently,
No, it's not.
apparently not. But I don't know if I even believe this person. So I'm very confused. So listen to this.
Probability of precipitation, or POPs as we call it for short. It's a pretty simple equation. Confidence times coverage. Okay, most often this is used for coverage. So let's say that I'm 100% sure that 30% of the forecast area will see at least some measurable rain. Then I'd forecast a 30% chance for rain, right? Basically, to boil it down, if you stay in one spot all day and there's a 30% chance for rain, then you have a 30% chance for rain. If you move around a little bit throughout the day, your chances will go up. Important to remember, the percentage has nothing to do with how much rain falls. You could have a 10% chance for rain and still end up with flooding if you get caught under a rogue thunderstorm. Now, it also doesn't really help that a lot of different meteorologists have different definitions, but this is the actual technical definition.
Okay, so do you understand what he's saying?
Yes.
What? Go.
First of all, it's 30% of 100, right? So if there's 100, like if there's 100...
You don't have to explain percentages.
Okay, go ahead.
If you have a whole pie, this is 30% of that entire pie.
Okay.
Right? Like that's if they say 100% chance of rain, it's going to rain.
But that's not what he said.
But he's saying there's 30% chance that somewhere it will rain is what he's basically saying. That's why he's saying if you move around. Like if you stay in one spot, it may not rain there, but it's going to rain maybe a block over that way.
Okay.
But only if he... No, what he's saying, though, is only if he's 100% sure
Yeah,
that
only
it's
if...
going to...
Exactly.
So are you saying that there's a 30%...
I'm not saying anything.
I'm
He's
not
saying
saying
everything.
anything.
So we're trying to understand what this jabroni's saying.
But so what your understanding is there's 30% of a maybe.
No, no.
I have no idea.
If you listen to him, it's a 30% chance if the meteorologist is 100% sure.
So you're confusing me even more.
No, listen to the guy. Look, he says everything right here, man.
Probability of precipitation,
Just
or
listen.
POPs as we call it for short. It's a pretty simple equation. Confidence times coverage. Okay, most often this is used for coverage. So let's say that I'm 100% sure that 30% of the forecast area will see at least some measurable rain. Then I'd forecast a 30% chance for rain, right? Basically, to boil it down, if you stay in one spot all day and there's a 30% chance for rain, then you have a 30% chance for rain. If you move around a little bit throughout the day, your chances will go up. Important to remember, the percentage has nothing to do with how much rain falls. You could have a 10% chance for rain and still end up with flooding if you get caught under a rogue thunderstorm. Now, it also doesn't really help that a lot of different meteorologists have different definitions, but this is the actual technical definition.
Okay,
So what I'm getting is that if you don't want to get rained on, don't move around.
This is what they say. Most of the time, forecasters are expressing a combination of degree of confidence and aerial coverage, which is what this guy just said. So if the forecaster is only 50% sure that precipitation will occur and expects that if it does occur, it will produce measurable rain over about 80% of the area.
What?
Yeah, so the meteorologist has to be 100%
How
sure.
are either of you understanding this?
Okay. What I'm saying is that, first of all, I'm not. You don't get mad at me, Maury. Okay. What I'm saying is that I had always just assumed that when they say 100% chance of rain, that it was most definitely going to rain that day.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But he's saying something other than that. Correct? Like he says that that's not what it is, right? He says that it's pop.
He said his words were, if I'm 100% sure it's going to rain, then I'm going to forecast 30%.
This means that if you were 100% certain that it would rain in your area, then a 100% certain it would rain. I don't even know. Okay.
Here's the thing you need to know
hold
today.
on. Okay.
It's not gonna rain.
Can you play it again for me, please, real quick?
Probability of precipitation, or POPs, as we call it for short. It's a pretty simple
I feel so
equation.
stupid. I shouldn't have even brought this
Confidence
up.
times coverage. Okay, most often this is used for coverage. So let's say that I'm 100% sure that 30% of the forecast area will see at least some measurable rain. Then I'd forecast a 30% chance for rain, right? Basically, to boil it down, if you stay in one spot all day and there's a 30% chance for rain, then you have a 30% chance for rain. If you move around a little bit throughout the day, your chances will go up. Important to remember, the percentage has nothing to do with how much rain falls. You could have a 10% chance for rain and still end up with flooding if you get caught under a rogue thunderstorm. Now, it also doesn't really help that a lot of different meteorologists have different definitions. But
my neck hurts.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Billie Eilish has that documentary dropping on Friday. Apple TV Plus is where you'll find it. It's called Billie Eilish, The World's a Little Blurry, and she's doing promo for it now. And was talking to Stephen Colbert about the doc.
What's it like to have a camera living with you? What is that experience like?
It's very invasive, but it's also fun because the way that I put it the other day was like, you know, as human beings, I think we all tend to feel pretty irrelevant all the time. And even though it was very invasive and a lot at some points, and sometimes I just was like, you gotta go. It was fun. It was fun to have a people there that are literally just there to watch you live your life, because there's nothing like that. You know, there's nothing in life that is like that. So it was very fun, and I kind of loved it, to be honest with you. It was a lot at times again, but it was also fun. Like, it was just fun to just, be able to just be like, and there's a camera there, and like, I don't know. It was weird. It's weird. It's a weird way to live, but it's also fun. And they were really respectful. So they were very much like, if I was like, okay, I can't do this right now, they would just leave, which was great. And that's so needed.
I don't know if I'd be able to do that though. Have cameras following you around like all the time. And I know she's like used to it in different kind of aspects with like paparazzi.
Different though, because
it's completely different because she's not controlling that narrative or controlling what she's doing, right?
I think it would be fantastic.
Two things that make this different. One, the control, and two, there's an endpoint.
Yeah.
So this isn't something that you realize you don't like one day and you're looking at your future thinking this is never going to go away. So you get to control what they're shooting,
And I
but
guess in your
also
mind-
there's an ending to it.
Like Big Brother
Right?
is different. It's there.
There's an endpoint. There's an endpoint to Big Brother, right?
Sure, but I think those cameras on like a Big Brother are watching you more than these cameras were.
Yeah, my God, I could never do Big Brother.
No,
No,
not at all.
I've done it for a day, and there's no. And I was in that house for, I'm going to say, less than an hour before I had a panic attack.
Really?
Yeah, because I was
But you
thinking.
can't see them. They're behind sort of mirrors.
No, but you still know, like you're in that mindset, like you know your setting, you know your surroundings, and you know that you are surrounded by hundreds of cameras.
I had a panic attack because I, within an hour, started reliving and trying to obsessing about everything that I just said in that previous hour, wondering, did I say something I shouldn't have?
Right.
I couldn't relax.
And
I
then
couldn't
you would think that way all day.
I couldn't hold a conversation because I was just so worried that I was going to say something. Not that I was going to say something wrong, but just say something that I didn't want somebody to hear, because you're sitting at a table talking to a stranger and you're just sort of getting to know each other because you're
But how's
just
that different than being on the radio?
Because I know
we're
that
not-
there's a red light when the microphone's on.
Sure,
like
but
we all know each other in
You're
this
not
room.
relaxed. You're not relaxed the same way. Like when somebody's telling you, "Hey, have you ever, ever been married, or you ever done this?" And then you just have a conversation that you think is just between two people, and then you look up and there's like 6 cameras
But
on
that's
you.
why you should just live your life and not worry about what you say.
Wow, that's a quick way to lose everything more.
Billie Eilish, The World's a Little Blurry on Apple TV Plus this Friday.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, so explain to me the baby's problem with Jojo Siwa.
I don't know, man. He dropped a song on Friday, and he had her name in the song.
Okay.
And then people were clowning on the baby, being like, why are you mentioning Jojo Siwa? Why are you coming after her? Because
he dissed her, right?
The way it was framed was that he dissed her, even though he later came out in a tweet and said that
Right.
he actually didn't.
Yeah, I'll read that tweet to you in a second, but play. Do you have the clip there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't wanna get me started. Turn me up, gonna see why you a bitch. Jojo Siwa, bitch. Let the wrong nigga get rich. Both of these chains on my neck, they compete with each other. They fighting and throwing a fit.
Okay.
Too many words there.
I don't even know what's going on with that.
That was 8 seconds, and I think
Okay.
he rhymed off 100 words.
So is this just a matter of he needed a word that rhymed? And
So
then,
that's my whole thing.
right?
Yeah. He was just
Okay.
like, okay, what words rhyme with this? How can I make it clever and maybe grab some attention?
Because-
Jojo Siwa.
Right, because everybody was like, whoa, hold on a second here. First of all, like, trying to even understand that there could be beef between DaBaby and Jojo Siwa is one thing. But
Which
like,
is weird.
But like, then you start thinking, well, how did that even start to the point of where it would get on a record? Like, how long has the feud been going on to where he finally needed to lash out? Because it's usually at this point where we would start anticipating some sort of response from Jojo Siwa.
Yeah.
Right?
Because that song from DaBaby came out on Friday.
Right.
Like, you would think that maybe like by
Oh.
yesterday she would have had a response
Thank
ready to go. Music video and everything.
Thank you. But we didn't get that.
No.
And so the debate.
Did she even say anything? She never replied, right? She didn't say nothing.
So let me find you what the baby wrote here. He goes, yo, sorry, hold on here. Where the hell is it? Man. Oh, he tweeted this. Jojo Siwa, my 3-year-old princess is your #1 fan. I bought her every product you have out. She thinks she you. Don't let him trick you into thinking I'd ever have a problem with you. My wordplay just went over their heads. All love on my end, Shoddy. Keep shinning.
Shining?
Shine. Well, it's shinning, actually. But
Oh,
yes.
that's what he wrote.
Yes. Okay. keep shining.
The baby needs the dictionary.
So he just said that it was just wordplay on his part,
Yeah.
right? So it was literally just he needed something to rhyme with.
And
But,
then-
but man, I don't know when you're doing a song like that
Yo.
if you need to rhyme a child star, you need to drag her into your
I don't know if you
nonsense.
saw Twitter. People were going in on the baby.
Yeah.
And like it got so bad where they were like looking up his height versus her height. And be like, yo, you can't be coming after a 17-year-old that's taller than you.
Come on. Come on.
But I don't know. Like, listen, like this is not to me. It's not a diss.
Don't wanna get me started. Turn me up, gonna see why you a bitch. Jojo Siwa, bitch. Let the wrong nigga get rich. Both of these chains on my neck, they compete with each other. They fighting and throwing the fit.
Right?
But did he call it the B word? Is that why everybody is?
He said the word. He said the word. He didn't call her the word.
Oh, yeah, that goes over well.
But
that excuse has never worked for a man ever.
clearly, everybody thought that he was calling her the word.
Right. What is it, Shem?
So part of the other issue is that in the music video for this song, he shows a picture of Jojo Siwa.
What the hell's this guy's problem?
Oh, yeah, you meant to do that, bro.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Olivia Rodrigo, driver's license, still #1 for 5th straight week on Billboard.
Really, huh?
Still breaking streaming records all over the place. And SNL over the weekend had a skit using the song where it's these 7 dudes who are all playing pool in a bar, acting all tough, macho.
Okay.
Typical, right?
Yeah.
And here's how Here's how the skit starts and plays out.
$50 says I kicked Bobby's ass.
Hey, you trying to hustle me or so? Shut up and break him, will you?
I'll break you first. How about that?
Hey, easy, boys. I'll take all your money by the end of the night. Just let me play my song first.
So he walks over to the jukebox, hits the button.
All right, 9-ball, corner pocket. Watch me.
And then they all realize what song's playing.
Wait, what am I listening to?
Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo, man.
Sounds like it's just some teen girl singing in a room to a piano.
And that's the beauty of it. You got a problem?
So what's this song like even about
Yes, it's about a girl getting her driver's license, but it's bittersweet because it's something she and her ex always talked about. That's what I guess, based on hearing it for the first time right now.
Sure. I mean, if you want to get all literal, but I think I overheard on the news or something that it's actually about the kids from High School Musical. I don't know.
Oh, who? Vanessa Hudgens, Zac Efron, Sharpay, that whole crew?
No, man. High School Musical, the series. Olivia wrote about Joshua Bassett, who's allegedly now with Sabrina Carpenter. Listen, man.
So they're all just standing around listening to the song, right? And they're talking about not knowing about the song, not knowing who she is, not knowing the content, but then obviously going through and talking about the actual song, knowing her life, and then they break into this.
Red lights, stop signs, I still see your face in the white cars, front yards, can't drive past the places we used.
They got their arms around each other, swaying back and forth, singing the song.
I still freaking love you, Gino.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
A question was asked on Reddit, specifically to waiters and waitresses. And that question is, what's the most awkward first date you had to witness firsthand?
Oh, God.
And the replies were insane, dude. Just reading some of these stories, I can't believe these happen. This one person wrote and said, this actually happened on Valentine's Day. The date seemed to be going very well. Actually, not awkward at all. They talked nonstop, no lulls in conversation. They were laughing, carrying on, and just generally having a good time. In fact, another server and I were laughing about how obnoxiously loud they were. Then I heard the gentleman say, and obviously you're still not married, right? Please tell me you're still not married. And then she said, well, actually... And then things got very uncomfortable. It must not have been a deal breaker because they stayed at the restaurant for another hour until we closed, but they were actually very quiet for the rest of the night and hardly spoke to each other at all.
Oh, God.
Another person wrote in, a guy and girl came in, super weird chemistry all night. The guy was obviously trying to impress her by being a huge douche, and she looked like she was just pretending to not hate it so the date would end faster. At the end of the night, she says she'll take an Uber home, and he awkwardly leaves without her. She then waits for the bartender to come back over, orders another cocktail, and asks for his phone number.
Oh, God. I saw a TikTok video not that long ago, a couple weeks ago, where I guess it was a young woman out on a date with a guy that she met on Tinder or something. And she has her phone out just on the table, and she's filming him eating spaghetti. And the way that he was eating spaghetti was like leaning right over his plate with his face in the bowl, and he would scoop it up into his mouth and like bite it, and then all the pieces would fall back into the bowl. And everybody went in on this. She's like, "This is over." Like it was basically that was the deal breaker, right? On a first date was watching the way that somebody eats.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Because it was a savage way to eat spaghetti.
But
I don't know if that's a deal breaker, though.
No, and that's probably the way he's eaten spaghetti his entire life.
Right.
Right? So to him, it's normal.
It's like when I see somebody, okay? I wonder how somebody grew up. When I see somebody hold a fork, okay? And they hold their fork with their thumb over top of the fork.
I have a fork in my hand right now.
Yes. So, okay.
Like this?
No. Open your hand like this.
Yeah.
Place the fork in your hand so the prongs are going up towards your thumb.
Yeah.
Now grip the fork. Like that. When I see people hold a fork like that, I'm always like, who raised you?
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Right? You know, I swear to God, I've been in restaurants where I've seen somebody cut a steak and they hold the knife the way that you would if you were about to stab somebody. Like blade coming out from the baby finger.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That's a very childish way.
Yes.
To hold
yes.
a knife.
Yes.
Right? Again, this was on Reddit. Waiters and waitresses, what's the most awkward first date you had to witness firsthand? A couple was shown to their table, and the guy was on the phone the entire time. I normally wait until guests are off their phones to give my spiel, the specials, things like that, right?
Okay.
Take their drink order. But he didn't show any sign of getting off the phone. I take the order, which the guy just holds his hand over the phone, talks over his date. When I come back, she attempts to order an app, our house specialty, and he tries to say that the portions are large enough without the app. She orders the zucchini app anyway. I get the dinner order and bring out the app. At this point, I hadn't been to the table when he hadn't been on his phone. When I was putting together the salad, the woman comes out to the lobby and asks to get her meal packed up. She ended up paying her half of the bill and ducked out. She told me that this was their first date and she was set up by a soon-to-be former friend. When I brought the guy his meal to him, he asked where her dinner was, and I told him what happened. He really thought that she was in the bathroom.
That's brutal. I've never done that.
At the end of the dinner, two couples on a double date dined and dashed. I chased them down, and the girls had no clue. Their dates had told them that they already paid. The girls ended up paying. The guys had no cash.
No.
Yes.
Oh, God.
And I'll read one more to you. Again, this is from Reddit. Waiters and waitresses, what's the most awkward first date you had to witness firsthand? At a restaurant I worked at, there was a white guy and a black guy on a first date. They were sitting in a booth and having a good time. White guy gets up to go to the bathroom. When he came back, he sat in the wrong booth with a different black guy. Took him a minute to realize it was a different person. The person he was on a date with was not happy at all. They tried to salvage their date, but it didn't work. Oh, no.
Come on.
That is the worst.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Ellie Goulding's pregnant.
Sorry?
30 weeks.
Sorry, say that again?
Ellie Goulding is pregnant.
When did she become pregnant?
August.
How did we not know?
Exactly. Yeah, she just did an interview. I'm just reading her Vogue interview.
Wait, hold on.
Vogue UK.
What has she been posting on IG and
Nothing.
stuff? Nothing at all?
No. She said the last public appearance that Ellie Goulding made was the V&A Museum show in August. She goes, I did a show and I was pregnant and I had no idea.
Oh, wow. And then that was it.
And yeah.
And then she just disappeared.
Yeah. Yeah. And when she did the interview in Vogue, she was talking to the reporter saying, you're the first person, I've told, I haven't been photographed pregnant.
Hold on. I need to verify this. Hold on a second.
It's kind of awesome because that kind of stuff never happens. But I guess it's like COVID. People aren't that concerned that they haven't seen somebody in a while and there's no obligations to show up somewhere. There's no red carpets. There's no shows. There's no festivals. There's no conferences. There's no anything, right? And so she hasn't shown up anywhere, but nobody's shown up anywhere. So nobody thought any different.
Yeah, it all makes sense. So she's been posting, right? But like these are all old photos of her.
Yeah.
Right? But she posted 16 hours ago.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is for her Vogue shoot.
Yeah, that's the Vogue cover.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah,
so there's
yeah,
three
yeah.
photos in here with her obviously pregnant.
Yeah.
And then the one before that was from yesterday, and it's her promoing that she's going to be on the Graham Norton show. But look at this dress that she's in, right? The outfit. It's very fluffy. Like, you can't tell that she's pregnant at all,
she's covered in
right?
feathers. Yeah.
Wow, good for you, Ellie Goulding.
Yeah, she says the thought of getting pregnant didn't seem like it could be a reality. Becoming pregnant kind of made me feel human. I want a better word than womanly, but I have curves I've never had before. I'm enjoying it. My husband is enjoying it. Yeah, so Ellie Goulding, 30 weeks pregnant.
Wow, I had no idea.
But that's the thing. Nobody, you're not shocked that you haven't seen somebody because nobody's been out doing anything.
Yeah.
Right? Like people are trying so hard to stay relevant and still promote that's why places like Clubhouse and everything else have taken off because people need platforms now. But for the majority of people, like if you're trying to keep a secret right now, it's very easy to do.
Yeah.
Very
Good
easy
for you,
to
Ellie
do.
Goulding, though.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Fans were back in the stands at the Barclays Center last night for the Nets game. 300 of them.
What? Sold out, huh?
300. It's fun. There's so many pictures on Twitter right now of what a sold-out Barclays Center looks like.
Yeah.
It's like...
But you know what? Like during the regular season, when you have a city that has just a terrible, terrible team, and you can get courtside seats for like $20,
yeah,
it must have looked like that, where it just
it's
sparse.
It's worse than that because people tend to congregate close when they get good seats, right?
Yeah,
When
because
there's
no one's going
nobody
to kick
there.
you out.
But
at
they
that
don't even
point.
let you do that. You still have
You
to
can't
be.
do
You
that
still have
here,
to be
yeah.
spread out. So this is Joe Harris of the Brooklyn Nets on what it was like to finally play in front of fans again.
Just having somebody in there to cheer you on is better than nothing. So it was definitely nice, even though 300 is not a lot in a big arena, but it's still better feel than the empty ones.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because, when we're watching at home and they're pumping in crowd sounds.
No different.
Right?
I
For us,
enjoy
it's
it just
normal.
the same.
But for them, playing on the court with no noise, no crowd
I know.
noise, it's got to be different.
I know.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
There was apparently a little girl in the UK who had nightmares. She was, in Pennsylvania. And she's 5 years old. Her name is Rosalind Kane.
Yeah.
And her dad reached out to a men's choir in the UK because I guess they would watch these videos on YouTube together. And then this men's choir did a custom lullaby for Rosalind and her sister Evelyn. However, I will say this.
What?
If I was having trouble sleeping, and maybe I'm just not used to the tones of men's choirs, but if I was having trouble sleeping, I could not listen to this because this would keep me up all night or maybe even add to the nightmare. So listen to what they created. Hell no.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Hell
This is
no.
what they play right before the demon gets you.
Thank you. Right? Join us.
This is right before, as the cult is congregating in your living room and about to walk up the stairs to come and snatch you from your bed.
Yeah. What is that guy called in the choir that has the deep voice? Is that the bass? The alto? What is it? The bass? They should never do anything that is designed for children. It's too deep. It
should be called the Babadook.
It's Diablo.
No thanks. I would not
Like
listen
this
to this.
is like this is
This would give me more nightmares.
Thank
you
you.
dumb?
This is, to me, this is very like druidish. Like this is like all in a single file line. Guys walking into your room wearing white cloaks or red cloaks with big hoods.
Yeah, and then they snatch
Right?
you.
Yeah, with their hands like folded on their chests.
No, I'm not listening to this.
No.
Thanks. I'm good,
And
though.
they made this for a child.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm good.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Somebody sent me this clip that I want to play for you.
Okay.
It is I don't know where it's from or what the school is, but it was on TikTok or Instagram, one of those. And it's a history teacher discussing major events with his high school students. So these are all high school age kids. And this is a teacher discussing things like Helen Keller, Hitler, Pearl Harbor, and D-Day. And listen to their responses.
Helen Keller is the Nazi guy. No!
What Nazi guy?
I don't know. He's like a terrorist.
Helen Keller is a Nazi terrorist that is a male. Is that what you're telling me right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna write Helen Keller up here. Yeah. Right? No.
Are you thinking of Hitler?
Who's Hitler? Who's Hitler?
Who is Hitler?
Helen Keller was the blind and deaf person who was fake. She didn't exist, but everyone believes she was deaf and blind.
What? She was fake?
Yeah, she was deaf and blind.
What Pearl Harbor was, if I say Pearl Harbor.
Is that a bridge?
Do you know what D-Day is?
Who?
D-Day.
A person? A rapper?
A rapper. Okay, but to be fair, these are kids, right?
High school.
Okay, high school. Like younger high school or older high school?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it should have been
High
somebody's
school.
job at that high school
High
to
school.
teach them about all of
No,
those
that's
things.
somebody's job in primary school
Or
to
primary
teach
school,
them
I guess,
those
yeah.
things, not high school.
D-Day the rapper. He got a song coming out with Drake, right?
Yes, he does. He absolutely
He's
does.
the holdup. That's why Drake hasn't released his album yet.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I know in your house, Roz, you guys are big into puzzling.
Oh, bro, I finished. No, sorry. I've been working on this puzzle for a while now. But I'm not allowed to do the cat part because Roxy has to do the cat part. So I have to do all the other parts. And then I'm like, hey, there's cat parts that need to be done or I can't continue. And then she's got to stroll in and do the cat parts.
So we're just starting to get into puzzling.
Puzzling is life, man.
In our house, with an almost 4-year-old in the house, we can do like a max 21-piece puzzle.
Yeah.
And the pieces are huge.
Huge.
Right?
Yeah.
But he likes putting them together, and then we take them apart and puts them together again. Maxine Olive, I don't know if you heard this story, guys.
No.
This woman in Belleville, Ontario, just completed a 40,320-piece puzzle set. It's a 10-panel collection made up of all, the picture then becomes all Disney movies.
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast, Dumbo, Little Mermaid,
Oh, I
Bambi,
gotcha.
Cinderella.
I gotcha.
I'll show you a picture of what it looks like.
I don't know a lot about this woman, but I can tell you right now, I know she doesn't have a cat. Cats ruin puzzles, man.
Look at how big this puzzle is.
Oh, for God's sake. How do you have that much space in your house?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Listen to this. It's 22 feet long.
Oh, my God.
6 feet high, weighs about 44 pounds, and it's the second largest puzzle in the world. She had to move her fridge and entire living room in her apartment with only like a few inches left.
At that point, do you
around.
not just put some sort of covering over it and leave it there? Like, it would kill me to put it away.
Yeah, taking that
How do you
apart.
transport
You'd
that?
have to shellac it.
No,
that
you
would be
leave
your
it in
new
the
floor.
kitchen. Like, you put the fridge on top of it now.
That would just be your new floor.
Yeah.
But then what happens when you move?
I'd pour resin over top of it.
Is that like a selling feature?
Yeah, that probably goes against your. You're not going to get your security deposit back.
From start to finish, she worked on the puzzle for about 150 hours.
That's it.
Yeah, and surpassed the last known record by a guy from Massachusetts who worked on a puzzle for 423 hours.
Yeah,
So
but
she
was
just
his
knocked
puzzle
this
the
one
same size?
out of the park. I have no
I
idea.
imagine it goes by pieces, number of pieces. So hold on a second here. So she beat the record by how much?
So the old record was 423 hours. She did it in 150 hours.
Oh, my God.
That's like half.
Began on Feb 13th with 13 and a half hours being her shortest day. Her longest day was over the weekend, 34 hours.
Oh, my
She
God.
stopped for 1 hour to sleep.
Oh, I was going to say to pee.
1 hour.
Obsessed. I love this woman.
And she recorded the entire thing, and she's submitting all the footage to Guinness.
Really? I
Because I
love
guess
this
when
woman.
you start on a task like this,
Yeah.
and you know what the end result is going to be, you have to document the whole thing.
You have to. I love her. That's incredible.
And when you look at the way she organized, so I don't know. So again, it's 40,320 pieces. And I don't know if it all comes together in one massive pile in the box.
Yeah.
Or if they have it separated by kind of like section. Because she took a picture where all the pieces are separated by, I guess, like by movie, by panel.
Color.
Or by, maybe it's by color.
Yeah,
But there's
yeah.
so much common color. She was
Yeah.
able to separate them by like the section and then put them in Ziploc bags.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Oh, I always find the edges and then the corners.
Yeah, well, yeah, edges and corners. But for the rest of the puzzle, it's all, I separate everything with color and then put them all into individual bags.
But when I look at these Ziploc bags, it's like 1 of 2, 2 of 2. And then she's got it named by movie, like Bambi, bag
Yeah.
2 of 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
I suspect that they came in different boxes as part of a set.
Oh my God, that would never, I could not even imagine the grief I would get if I had if my 50-pound puzzle box was just left on the table. You know what I
Like,
mean?
you'd have to take-
Can you please move your 50-pound puzzle?
Yeah,
like that's
no.
no, I can't.
I got work to do.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
After fans asked Chris Noth whether he was willing to confirm the fact that he will not be reprising his role as Mr. Big in the new Sex and the City series, he wrote, well, if page 6 says it, it must be true. And they replied with a winky face emoji. So I don't know what that we're to believe with that.
Well, he
Is
also said that he says things can be changed. Don't trust the rags.
Right. Yes. But that is not a confirmation, but it's not a definite no, as we were led to
I
believe.
take it as a confirmation that he's since had conversations with Sarah Jessica Parker.
Right. Well, so we may get Mr. Big.
But because
back
you
in
can't
Sex
do
and the
this
City.
without him.
I know. That's what a lot of people are saying. That
Because
was
what?
the...
Carrie's husband is just what, out of town?
She could have died. Who knows? Maybe he ran
Skip
off with
town with
Samantha.
them. I was just gonna say
yes.
yes.
Right?
Girl.
That's what makes perfect sense.
Oh my God, what if they ran off together?
There you go. There you go. We never think about
Hold
that.
on, let's talk about
Now
that.
do it. No, we're not talking about it anymore. That's all I got in me for Sex in the City.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
God, that Tiger Woods crash, huh?
I
Holy
legit
hell.
thought he died. I think everybody did, though. Because the first I saw of that story was on Twitter, and it was the photo of the car of his SUV flipped over, and the headline, crash Tiger Woods, and I was like, oh my God, this man died.
So, according to TMZ, the area where Tiger crashed is known as a dangerous spot where other vehicles have also lost control in the past. And there's actually a net over the edge to help prevent exactly this.
Oh, really?
And in the statement on Tiger's organization's Twitter account, they say that Tiger is awake, responsive, recovering in hospital. Doctors put a rod into his leg during surgery, into his tibia to stabilize the fracture, and screws and pins were used to stabilize injuries in his foot and ankle.
Oh, my God.
He suffered a comminuted open fracture in his right leg, which is a compound fracture, which means that the bone was shattered in at least 2 places and broke through the skin.
Oh, my God. Ugh. Yo, he's
Right?
never playing golf again, huh?
You know, I thought that I thought that immediately, and then I realized that this is Tiger Woods we're talking about.
Yeah, he's next level.
And Tiger Woods had incredible work done on his back. And if you remember that tournament, I don't recall which tournament it was, but he on like day 1, he took a shot from the tee box and dropped to his knees because he was in so much pain.
Yeah.
And everybody, like, you can watch the footage. Everybody in the gallery was just like, what the actual hell is going on? Because you just don't see Tiger Woods sort of vulnerable like that on a golf course. And he dropped to his knees because it hurt so much. And he went on the Monday to have a playoff round because he finished the tournament. Like, it was just, he's incredible, right? Like, he's absolutely incredible. So at first I was like, Tiger Woods never going to play golf again. And then I was like, man, I'm not saying that because it's Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's 45. You don't recover when, the reality is with athletes, you don't recover at 45 the same way you did when you were 25.
Well, just look at
you
read
don't-
off that list again of everything that he had done to him, right?
I know.
Like, it's
I
don't want
know.
to say not impossible, but it would be very difficult for you to come back from all of that, having all of that done to you, to then try to compete again.
Hey, listen, we watched, anybody who's a fan of UFC, and you and I watched this together, but anybody who saw Anderson Silva kick a guy in the leg where his leg broke in half,
And came out of the skin.
right? His leg broke in half, like
Yeah.
at the shin. He had like 2 knees, like there was 2 joints. His
Yeah.
knee bent and then it broke in the middle of his shin, right? And he needs to kick people for a living.
Yeah.
And he came back.
Yeah, that's true.
He didn't come back as great as he was, but he came back.
I mean, Tiger, listen, he'll have the motivation, right? Whether it's to prove to himself that he could do it or to prove to everybody else that he could do it, or maybe both.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Yeah, no, it's unbelievable. So the pictures of the car too are just like, oh my God.
I know, horrific.
Like but he was awake when they got there. They don't think there's no sort of suspicion of another DUI. But speed is definitely a factor in that area. And again, that area where he crashed. This
And there's
is a
no other
place,
cars, right?
This is
It was
no,
just
it's
him.
just him, just him. And this is a place in LA where people have lost control in the past.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hello?
Danny!
Hey, Mocha. How you doing, guys? How you doing, guys?
What's going on, Dan?
Danny, it's Roz and Mocha. We wanted to call to wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you, guys. Oh, my God.
Yo,
Amazing.
you answered that
What a
phone
big
in like
win.
record time, dude. Did you think that? Did you like
don't
know
know.
that we were calling?
Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know.
Okay, because your friend,
Yeah.
friend Ushan sent us a text and said, "I'm Danny's friend, and can you do me a
Yeah,
favor?
yeah.
Can you guys call Danny? He's a huge fan of you guys. Also, let me tell you about my friend Danny. He is the most kind man and genuine man, and he loves to make people laugh around him."
Yeah, it's true, man. You know, it's true that.
No, you're the best, Danny.
Danny,
you've been in our lives for a long time now.
Since you were a kid.
Yeah.
I know, right? Since I was 15, man. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you're
Yeah,
a man.
Crazy, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
24 tomorrow, man. You know.
Now you're man Danny.
Man, Danny.
Dude, you know we love you so much, man. Happy birthday, bro.
Thanks, man. Mocha.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Were you a fan of American Pie at all? Those movies?
I mean, I watched the first one. Man, I watched the second
but then
one.
they spun that out to like this whole thing. Like there was like American Pie, like movies with completely different casts. But I think Eugene Levy was in all of them.
Yeah.
Even
Wasn't it like
when they had nothing to do with the original American Pie, the Eugene Levy character wound up in all of them. Like
Yeah,
even the
wasn't,
direct-to-video versions of it.
Like band camp one?
Yeah,
Or
and then
summer
like
camp or something like
the
that?
college years or something like there was one of those too.
Yeah.
I remember doing that, or
No, I only
like American Pie, like Fraternity House or whatever it was. I don't know.
I
But
watched the first. Is the second one also the wedding one or no? I guess I
that
have
I
seen
don't
all
know.
of them, like with the original.
Anyway, what I
cast.
was asking is, would you be interested in a reunion?
Oh no,
No, you wouldn't. No,
No,
I,
I'm good.
I think that they took that franchise in just like a completely wild direction. That what it was, even at the time. I don't know if you
They
could
tried to
replicate
do
that.
too
I
much.
don't know if it could be. It was just so much of the time. It was like that period in the whatever it was. I don't know, 90s or early
90s.
2000s,
Yeah.
90s. That you just I don't. It's not even that the movie doesn't hold up anymore because I'm sure it would still be funny. But there was just so much in there that it can't be replicated, and also I don't know if it should be replicated. You know what I mean?
probably not.
Like, wasn't there like a hidden camera thing aspect to that movie? Was something like that, right? I don't know. Wasn't there some?
All I remember is
don't know.
Stifler's mom.
Stifler's mom, right? Like, I don't know if you could do that in the movie anymore. Anyway, Tara Reid revealed that the cast of American Pie have been talking about doing a new sequel.
Nah, just because they're talking about it,
Right.
doesn't mean it's gonna happen.
Right. She said, we've been talking about it for ages. We'd all love to do it, but we'll see what happens. Said it's. I've seen the directors, and they said it's going to happen. It's just hard to get everyone's scheduled aligned, is what she had said.
Hold on. Let me look on IMDb. I'll tell you who's busy or not.
I know.
Like that is not. That's not a cast that is like inundated with projects right now.
No,
Right?
No, you're right.
Like I'm sure if they were to make a phone call or start a group chat, every single one of them would say, "I'm in."
Hey, speaking of that, I'll tell you, and I don't mean to be disparaging in case he's been working on something really, really great, like one of those shows that I just don't happen to watch.
Okay.
But what happened to Chris Klein?
I'll tell you right now.
Now, don't just read me his IMDb because that says nothing.
Oh.
But like, what happened to the guy? That guy was a big star. Like, he was going places. Am I crazy with this? Like, he was getting some really great opportunities. He did Election with Reese Witherspoon and Matthew Broderick, which was really great.
He was in Just Friends. Remember that with Ryan Reynolds?
When was that?
When Ryan Reynolds was just the best friend of the hot girl in school.
Well, what year was that, though?
2005.
That's a long time ago.
And
just so you know, 2005 is a very long time ago.
You know why? Because I just watched that movie again recently.
Yeah, 2005 is a very long
Anna
time
Faris
ago.
is in that movie as well.
Yeah, but 2005 is a very long time ago. But I wonder what happened to Chris Klein because I really like that guy.
He's apparently in The Flash.
Oh, is he? Oh, there you go. So he is in a show that I don't watch. Anyway, never mind. What I was saying is that if you...
Okay, so other than Chris Klein,
Yeah.
like what's Jason Biggs up to?
Yeah, I know. And I get the sense that Jason Biggs would love to do it.
Right?
What's
Shannon Elizabeth, what's she up to?
right? What's
Allison Hannigan.
Allison Hannigan just showed up in something that I watched the other day. She was the mom in something.
Okay, Eugene
A
Levy.
movie that Roxy was watching.
He's free now.
Yeah.
Now the Schitt's Creek is done.
He's probably the most busy.
Tara Reid is free.
I don't
Sean William Scott, you can't tell me he's not free.
Yeah, I know. What's that guy doing, huh? I don't think they're going to get Natasha Lyonne, though.
Mina Suvari?
I don't think they're going to get Mina Suvari.
No?
I don't think
She
so.
got to be free.
Well, it doesn't
Stifler's
matter.
free, though.
Yeah. I don't know. Natasha Lyonne's got that show on Netflix that everybody liked.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's a huge. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people are dying for a new American Pie.
I don't know. For me, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't think I watched that many, but apparently I watched
You
a
watched them
lot.
all?
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Big news for the WWE this week as it was announced that NXT, which has quickly become one of their flagship shows, will be shown every Wednesday night on Sportsnet 360 and Sportsnet Now. It all kicked off last night, and fans across Canada were loving it. Okay, I'm so nervous right now, Roz. I've been a wrestling fan my entire life and talking to one of the greats. Triple H, welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show. How are you?
I'm great, man. How are you?
Good. I'm just going to warn you, just for 2 seconds, it's going to get really loud, so you may want to just step back from your computer for a second because I have something planned. We welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show 5-time IC champion, 3-time World Tag Team champion, 2-time European champion, 14-time World champion, 2-time Royal Rumble winner, King of the Ring tournament winner, 3-time Slammy Award winner, WWE Hall of Famer, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, a.k.a. Triple H, a.k.a. The Game. Welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show.
Wow. That is good. You guys need to cut back on the caffeine this early.
You think?
How are you, man?
Yeah, that's some high test stuff you got going on there to be able to do that at this hour. That's impressive.
In addition to watching Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, main event, and this week in WWE over on Sportsnet, we're now adding NXT live on Wednesdays. Finally, this is incredible news. How pumped are you to finally get this going, man?
Oh my God, I'm so excited. You know, since the beginning of all of this, you know, fans in Canada, which, you know, are some of the most passionate WWE fans around the world for everything that we do, they've been asking for this. And it's been a point of frustration a little bit for me sometimes of not being able to deliver something that people want so bad, especially when you feel so strongly about the product. But here we are in this time now where you're going to be able to, for the first time, you know, catch NXT live 2 hours. You know, it's for me, it's just amazing. And I'm so happy that fans, as I knew this was coming to be, it's funny, over the last few weeks, I've seen so many people tweeting about, good Lord, would you please just give us this show live? And I was like, just give me another week or two and we'll have this rolling for you. So exciting period of time. And especially at this time of year where we're beginning to roll into, you know, WrestleMania and takeovers in that time frame, that road to WrestleMania. It couldn't be a more exciting time to be able to have this happen.
Triple H from the WWE joins us right now on the Roz and Mocha Show.
There's so much fans just want, and you can see it right now with the success of The Rock's TV show. Everybody freaked out when they found out they were doing the Hulk Hogan movie. In your opinion, when it comes to that, sort of like taking somebody's life and putting it either on Netflix or in a theater on a television show, aside from those two giants, who do you think should be next in line? Who do you think's the sort of deserving story?
God, you know, there's so many of them. Like Vince has spent 50 years or more creating these larger than life characters and being a part of creating that. Obviously, they were a massive part of that as well. But like when you go down that list of the Bruno Sammartinos, you know, and generationally what that meant of like being chased by Nazis and living in the mountains and then coming to America and really the American dream through Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage, through that entire generation, to then getting into the Attitude Era of Austin and Rock and Foley and Undertaker and, you know, all those things. But, you know, there's so many amazing stories and characters there. And telling those real, true life behind the scenes in a bigger way than has ever been told before. But if I had to pick one, if I solely just had to pick one, I would say Vince.
And that's the thing. Everyone's been asking for a Vince documentary. Why has a Vince either documentary or show or something about his life never been produced? Is that something that you guys in the WWE have talked about doing in-house yourselves?
Yeah, well, in-house, but I think more in larger format. And it's definitely something that's on the table and being talked about a lot. You know, I think prior to now, Vince was always, I think, hesitant to do it. It's a funny thing with Vince is that he really doesn't see himself. While Mr. McMahon was one of the most epic characters ever in our programming, he doesn't see himself as part of the programming in a way.
Yeah.
So, you know, in a way, when you ask him about those things, like nobody's interested about me. And when they want to know about, you know, the stars and the performers and all that stuff. But the truth is they do. And I think the most difficult thing with Vince's life will be making it succinct. And it's almost like every chapter of his life is like a whole nother unbelievable story. You know, the story is amazing. All the things he's been through, the trials and the tribulations, so to speak, of getting to where he is. And no one looks at that, I don't think, and no one gives him the credit. They just see this billion-dollar empire global empire that he's created now, and they see him as this, you know, evil tyrant businessman or whatever.
I think Steve Carell could play Vince McMahon. I really do.
No
I know
way,
he's a
Steve
little
Carell?
small. I think he's a little small, but I
No.
think Steve Carell would kill it.
We're gonna have to get Steve Carell in the gym with Chris Hemsworth or something like that, and get him on the Hulk Hogan biopic plan there to get him in the Vince McMahon category.
There you go.
Triple H, it's such a pleasure speaking with you. First of all, thank you for bringing Rhea Ripley from NXT over to Monday Night Raw. I think she's an absolute talent. She is a future champion, and
Yeah.
I know NXT is so close to your heart. So it's exciting that we're finally getting this live every Wednesday on Sportsnet. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And again, I'm a really big fan of yours, of wrestling, of the industry, the business, everything that goes into it. And you heard my intro, so Mania's coming up. If you need someone for in-ring intro, holla at your boy.
I will keep that in mind for sure. It was amazing. It really was. So thank you guys for the time. And again, I'm very excited to bring NXT in its true 2-hour form to Canada for everybody to see. And let me know what you think.
And if you don't like that, you can suck it.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is, got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Yo, Connor, welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show. How are you?
Good, Mocha. How you doing, buddy?
Good, man.
So what's your deal, dude?
All right. Do I play hockey in Canada or do I play hockey in the U.S.?
Okay, so you wrote us this. Roz and Mocha Fix My Life. You recently had a couple of offers from the U.S. to go play hockey and go to school at the same time, and you've had the same offers from schools in Ontario. You're out of BC. Since COVID has hit, it stopped your last year from being eligible to play in BC. You're 20 years old, and you just switched up your major and have no clue what to do. Do you want to play hockey? Like, is the NHL the goal?
No, the NHL is not the goal, but
Okay.
really what I want to do, I've always just wanted to keep playing hockey while going to school. You know, it's always been kind of like a dream of mine and what I've been talked about with my parents for a while now. And, you know, like the big difference is, you know, staying here. Obviously, it's cheaper, but I've always wanted to, you know, go down and explore the U.S. and everything. But with COVID, I don't really know how everything's going to be possible. You know what I'm saying?
What do you want to major in? Do you know that at least?
Yeah. I switched up my major to international business and finance.
Okay. Are the school offers in the States, is there any money involved in that? Like, are you talking scholarships at all, or is this just you got
partial scholarships, yeah.
partial scholarships? And what's the financial difference between, say, going to a school in Ontario to going to a school of your choice in the States? Like, what's the money difference?
So it's about 20K US if I go per year, which is quite a bit of money. And then if I stayed here, it's about if I went to Ontario, it's about 13,000 Canadian.
Okay, what's the best school?
The best school, probably the ones in the US.
What is it?
I can't really say.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Is it like
which?
I'm not
Okay, how
supposed-
about this? So those schools in the States, right? Are they going to give you a better education? Like if playing for the NHL isn't the goal, the end goal, you just want to keep playing hockey for as long as you can. Which school is going to give you the best education that coming out of it, you're going to be able to land a job?
From my research and everything, I believe one of the schools in the Midwest.
So, so that what you're doing is you have a gift, which is you play hockey well enough to get you invited to schools where they're going to throw a little bit of money at you. But you're not. But NHL is not the goal. So I think that you have to capitalize, especially at a young age, on what you're good at. And and if hockey right now is what you're good at, you're in an extremely fortunate position where you don't have to try and grind it out in the OHL just to make the NHL. Because if hockey was the goal, I would just tell you that the OHL is the fastest track to the NHL. And I think everybody knows that. So then it comes down to what school and what you want to do. And if you can use this gift and your talents and something you're good at such a young age to get a fantastic education, which is something that is like so difficult. Yes, $20,000 a year is an incredible amount of money. Like it's a ridiculous amount of money to go to school. But think long term here. That education that you're going to get from that school, right in the field that you want to do. And when you're talking business, you will already be in the American market. Not that you won't want to come back to Canada, but you're going to be down there. You're going to be in that world. And if you're setting yourself up for future success based on talents that you had as a 20-year-old, I think you just have to look and say, what is the best opportunity, regardless of the money?
Okay, yeah, because the only problem that I have with a couple of schools in the Midwest is if I go down there, my first year there would have to live on the campus, and like the dorm fees are like $12,000 alone.
Yeah.
Right. So I found like a cheaper way of finding my own apartment and making my own food and everything, which I pretty much do when I'm here anyways. So.
Yeah. Do you have enough time to plan for that though? Like, are you able to start saving, or if you need to take out a loan or anything like that?
Yeah. I have the time. I wouldn't be going until the start of early to mid-August. I wouldn't leave until.
Oh, okay.
Are you allowed to work on a student visa?
When I was talking to the advisors at the schools in the Midwest, they told me that I could have a job at the rec center there.
So you have to work for the school. You can't go and let go and be an Uber driver. Not that you would. So that's a problem too, right? Not being able to work. That's a huge problem.
Like how you supposed to make money out there?
Exactly, right. Like how am I supposed to have spending money?
Now I will say you have to do what everybody else does, and I've known a ton of people that have gone to school in the States, and you have to go and dig and dig and dig and dig and dig and fill out every single form to get whatever extra money you can, because literally there's thousands of bursaries and grants, and there's thousands of them that are all up for grabs every year. And you got to do a lot of research, because a lot of people don't, and a lot of them are overlooked. But there are ways out there if you just do the work to try and lighten the load financially. But listen, man, I will always say, just go to the best school. You don't want to wind up, being crippled with debt that you're never going to repay. But if this is you're going to graduate and walk out of those doors with a really kick-ass job, making some, decent money, or at least a path to success in order to pay all that down, you got to go for the best education.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. I'm just so swamped that I got like 4 or 5 different schools. And
look at you, Mr. Popular.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, I play hockey real good, but I don't want to go to the NHL. Come on, bro.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. Let us know how it goes, man.
Okay, yeah. Hey, Mocha, 1 second, buddy.
What?
You got any CDs hanging around?
Any CDs hanging around?
Yeah, because you see D's nuts hanging.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. This is the same Connor from BC that always called us about the D's nuts jokes.
Yes, sir.
You're such a jerk, man. You better
Hold
not
on
be
a
lying
second.
about this.
Was this whole FML just a giant troll job so you can tell a D's nuts joke?
Oh no.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's rude, man. I actually started feeling for you.
Oh no, dude, I wouldn't do that. Come on.
Okay. All right.
All right. Love you guys.
All right,
on,
later,
dude. Love you
Good
too,
luck.
man.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
On Kiss.
Raptors lost 116-108 to Miami last night. They play Houston tomorrow at 7:30. Leafs beat the Flames 2-1 in overtime. The overtime goal went to William Nylander with the assist from Austin Matthews.
And 88's got it. Rink wide for Matthews. Flying in is Nylander. Nylander to the net. Scores! Game winner, William Nylander. Back-to-back goals of the Leafs. Have their 15th win of the year.
With the assist from Austin Matthews, it now gives him 316 points.
Oh, excuse me.
Monumental for us wrestling fans out there, because he is officially now Austin 316.
Oh, my God.
Tell me somebody in the Leafs organization did not play this in the locker room after the game. If you did not, huge mistake. Huge fail. You now have Austin 316 on your roster. Congratulations, Toronto Maple Leafs.
I never would have even thought that.
How could you
and
not?
it doesn't really, and it's so unique because it doesn't work with anyone else, right?
No.
Like is there anybody else that's as badass as Steve Austin that you can sort of even tie into anyone? Like,
it works perfectly.
There's nobody. Like, there's not, there's no other like Dwayne Johnson. There's no other, there's no badass wrestler named McDavid. Like there's no way. It's such a unique milestone to wrestling fans who are also hockey fans, I guess, that when you hit Austin 316, you got to celebrate because you may never get this chance again.
But here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion, Austin Matthews can't do anything else now.
Oh, right, because it won't be cool if he's Austin 317.
No.
The man has to retire?
Like, that's it. You can pass the puck around. Don't go for a shot, though.
Well,
and don't even try to go for an assist.
You can't even pass the puck, because what if you get an assist?
Okay, so Austin Matthews has to be benched.
Block shots. That's all you got to do.
What if he's
that's tough.
Puts on the pads and becomes a goalie?
Here's the problem, is that Austin Matthews is so good, I'm sure that even if he really tried his best to not score, he would accidentally score sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, he's that good.
Well, congratulations to the Toronto Maple Leafs. You now officially have Austin 316.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Could you imagine contemplating quitting your job because your coworkers didn't wish you a happy birthday on social media?
Maury could. You know what's so funny? You said that, and I immediately looked at Maury, and Maury was like, yes! Yes! I get so stressed out.
There's a football player who plays for the Tennessee Titans who turned 22 years old last week and is reportedly, quote, done with the team, partially because they didn't wish him a happy birthday on social media. Earlier this week, he tweeted and then deleted, "I'm done with football" as a Titan. The Titans GM put this player, his name is Isaiah Wilson, by the way, put him on blast last week, saying that the player that they drafted last year was not the player that they got, and that he needed to rededicate himself to being a pro football player.
Ooh, that's harsh.
He signed a 4-year deal. He was drafted 29th overall, and his 4-year deal is worth $11.6 million.
Harsh.
And he signed that back in August. And
now
for
he's
now,
done.
well, for now, the Titans, they say that they're still committed to working with him and that the situation right now is, quote, on him.
When you quit because your employer doesn't wish you a happy birthday on social media, to me, that sounds like a gross overreaction or the last straw.
I would say it's the last straw. I would say that
somebody
maybe,
who felt disrespected over and over and over, and then this is the last straw.
But maybe his performance on the field or like in the locker room or his attitude maybe helped contribute to the team not giving him maybe, let's say, the respect that he deserves.
But is a birthday, and I'll ask you this, Maury, okay? And I understand what you're saying, Mocha, which is, he's not, they said he's not the player we drafted. You signed a big-ass contract. It's a lot of money. You're not performing.
$11.6 million.
We got work to do. But should a birthday greeting be separate from those sorts of things? Or do you not do a birthday greeting simply because you're having other problems with an employee or a player?
Sorry, what now?
I think it was behind the scenes drama that this kid, who's 22 years old, was then like, it all kind of built up. And then on the day of his birthday, when he was checking social and saw the Tennessee Titans did not wish him a happy birthday, was like, okay, they clearly don't care about me.
Right.
And what I think I bring to the team and to the game.
So let's talk about the team then. What I was saying was that even if you're having a lot of problems with an employee, right? Should you put those problems aside on their birthday to wish them a happy birthday?
Because don't you want to smoothen the grounds on which you walk?
No, but what if that's not the case? I'm not using it as a tool for anything. Not using it as a tool for anything, but should you put whatever problems you have with an individual aside on their birthday?
Be the better person.
To say, regardless of all these other problems that we have, acknowledging it's your birthday, happy birthday.
Yes.
Now we can go back to fighting about all the 25 things.
It takes 2 seconds to do that. I have no idea why you guys never do it.
Do what?
Wish me a happy birthday.
I don't wish anybody a happy birthday.
Like, my dad could wish me a happy birthday, but if you guys don't, day's ruined.
Yeah. But
why?
But why, though? Why?
Because I respect you that much.
Yeah, but it has to go both ways, though.
No, but I respect you.
Happy birthday. I'll say it now because I know I'm going to forget on your birthday. Right? Put this in your pocket.
Tweet it.
Okay, open your pocket. Open your pocket right now. Open your pocket right now. Let me toss this in there. No, just stand up. Your jeans pocket. I need them jeans. Okay, take this right here. I'm going to take it out of my. Okay, so I know it's weird. That is a tight pocket for loose jeans.
It's not meant to be
tight.
It's
a very tight pocket. I changed my mind.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Rolling. Hey, Mocha.
Yeah.
You ready?
Let's do the news. A Roz and Mocha Show and Kiss 92.5 News Break.
So Mars, we all watch Perseverance land, and everybody's like, my God, this is crazy. So the missions to Mars, people have been trying since the 60s, and since then, there have been totals of 9 nations that have made 49 attempts to land on Mars with a rover.
Mm-hmm.
And Perseverance, I had no idea about this, is one of 3 separate Mars missions this month.
Oh, yeah.
So on Feb 9th, the United Arab Emirates became the first Arab country to send a probe around Mars to study its atmosphere. And then the next day, China's Tianwen-1 mission completed its first successful journey to another planet in our solar system. And the headlines now are getting a human being to Mars, they say, could happen by 2026. That it's no longer a pipe dream. The problem is, and the reality is, Mars's atmosphere, and so unless something happens or we figure out what to do with the radiation levels, unless they can be drastically transformed, surviving on Mars is just simply beyond what a human body can do.
Yeah.
And also getting to Mars is a problem because it's not just like the rovers, right? If you send somebody to Mars, you have to get them back, which requires an incredible amount of fuel. And you can't use the same fuel that they use to the moon because Mars is just so much farther away. Do you have any idea how far away Mars is? I had no idea. And it's not just one number because the distance from Earth to Mars changes all the time. I don't know why I didn't learn this in school. Do you have a guess on how far Mars is?
Kilometers or miles?
Yeah, give it to me in kilometers.
Like, I don't know, 25,000?
Okay. So the distance between much like Earth, right? Mars orbits the sun. That means the distance between the 2 planets varies. So Mars and Earth are about 55 million kilometers apart.
Oh my God! That's way far.
Now the farthest they get is when the 2 planets are on opposite sides of the sun. That distance is more than 400 kilometers apart.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of gas.
The current distance right now, we're sitting at around 200 million.
With 0 pit stops on the way.
Right. There's no en route.
There's no service station. You can hop off, fuel up, grab a coffee, and then keep on your mission.
No, and you're like, and when you get to Mars, you're like half your age and half your body weight because the way that it works, it's really, really wild because everything is different there. Like everything
But what happens when you come back?
Oh, you're the same. Yeah. You're just old. But it's not getting people there. It's not getting people there and having them survive. It's also getting them back, which requires an incredible amount of fuel.
Yeah, no thanks.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So The accusations and speculation over the years was that Jeffrey Epstein had video evidence from all of his high-profile people that used to fly on his jet and go down to his island and everything else. And Ghislaine Maxwell appeared to actually admit that in 2016 to a former CBS News producer, Ira Rosen, according to their new book. In the new memoir, Ira reveals that he arranged a meeting with Maxwell in 2016, and acting on a hunch that the tapes existed, he tried to trick her into confirming that they did. He said, I want the tapes. I know Epstein was videotaping everyone, and I want the tapes of Trump with the girls.
Oh, wow.
And she replied, I don't know where they are.
Oh, wow.
And then he said, ask Epstein, because the fate of the country is at stake. This is during the run-up to the election. Trump could be elected president, he said, and you would feel that if those tapes emerged, and how would you feel if those tapes emerged after he was in office? And then she said this. He said this. She gave me a look and pointed her finger in my face and said, I'm the daughter of a press baron. I know the way you people think. If you do one side, you must do the other. And if you get the tapes on Trump, you have to get the ones on Clinton.
Oh, snap.
And Ghislaine Maxwell apparently wanted Hillary Clinton to win the election. So she didn't give up the tapes on Trump, because she knew that if she gave up the tapes on Trump, they would have to get the tapes on Clinton, which would most definitely mean that Hillary wasn't going to be elected, and she didn't want to take that chance. So this is according to a new book by CBS producer Ira Rosen.
Damn.
Crazy, huh?
That's insane.
Yeah.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Kim Kardashian filed for divorce from Kanye West on Friday. That was a big bombshell, huh?
I thought we knew that already, though. Or it was just talked about?
Well, no, it was a matter of when it was going to happen, because you can strategically announce a separation because separation dates matter.
Mhm.
And they matter because after a separation date affects what is shared and what is up for grabs in any sort of settlement after that point. So the separation date is really the most important date when you're dealing with these big giant sort of things, right? Meaning if Kim Kardashian, if they separated, I think this is how it works. Like if they separated at one point and then after that point, Kim Kardashian sold her business for $1 billion or got sued, whatever it was, Kanye wouldn't be on the hook for that. And then vice versa,
Gotcha.
right? So the divorce filing has to happen after they've, I'm sure, sat down with, individuals and mediators to figure out what to do with their $2 billion and the kids and everything else. So the filing cites irreconcilable differences, which is the sort of normal deal when it comes to a divorce proceeding. Physical custody of their 4 kids will be joint. They both agree to that, according to an insider who told TMZ. And Kanye is fine with the custody agreement. And both he and Kim are committed to co-parenting together. This is Kim's 3rd divorce, Kanye's 1st divorce. Who was her first husband? Who's Damon Thomas?
Oh, she was like mad young then.
2004.
Yeah, she was real young.
And then Chris Humphries in 2011.
And that was a short-lived.
72 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Michael Che causing controversy on SNL over the weekend for this joke.
Israel is reporting that they vaccinated half of their population. And I'm going to guess it's the Jewish half.
So calls for SNL to apologize over what is a lot of people think is an anti-Semitic joke. The Conference of Presidents, which is a coalition that speaks on behalf of several Jewish organizations, including the Anti-Defamation League, they say Israelis' vaccination rollout is being distributed equally regardless of gender, race, or religion, and their efforts have included Palestinians living in the area as well. However, the argument is that this isn't so much a joke about the population of Israel Israel. This was a shot at the millions of people living in the West Bank. The New York Times recently reported that while Israel, unlike the U.S., has emerged a world leader in vaccinating its population, almost all of the Palestinian residents in the West Bank and Gaza are still waiting for their first doses. So that was the sort of basis of the joke, and that's the debate happening right now. But I don't think you're going to get an apology out of Michael Che.
No, definitely not.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
1/3. Hey, Maury, come in here for a second. I got to get his take on this. I got to get your take on this, too. I already know what you're going to say.
Okay.
Let me go through these stats. People are pissed off that they can't travel because of COVID, and it's looking like this is the sort of number one thing that people miss the most is being able to travel. Would you give up sex for a year in order to be able to travel again?
No.
Yes.
Maury's like, why am I not traveling now? Yeah. It's been 2.
You're basically saying, do you want all-you-can-eat buffet, lying in the sun, or sex?
There's an all-you-can-eat buffet joke in there somewhere. I just don't know where it is. Okay. Would you break up with your significant other? 1 in 5 people said that they would.
Wow.
1 in 5 people said that they would.
No.
Maury. No, it's a no, Maury. I cannot allow you to say yes. Even
he's
in a
actually
joking
sitting there
way.
contemplating
I know,
it.
even in a joking way, I cannot allow you to say yes.
Like, can I get back together when I get back?
Right.
You know what would happen? Maury would go wild.
Bro.
What?
You think Maury has a capability of going wild?
You don't know single Maury.
I met single Maury.
Roz.
Single Maury should be very happy that he's now married Maury. Like, very happy that he's now married Maury. Tell us about single Maury real quick, Maury.
Oh, my God.
Oh, here we
Maury.
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Single Maury.
Go ahead, stud.
What was it?
I would close the clubs. They would turn the lights on and know me by name.
Okay.
Dot.
You sticking around to help us clean up again?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what does that even mean? What does
It
that
means
even
like I was
mean?
partying till the lights came on.
Okay.
What? They'd be like, Maury, stop partying so hard. You got to
Drinking
get
it
out.
up, right?
Yeah,
And my
that's
friend
a
and I
liar.
Drinking it up.
And my friend and I used to
What
hit
a
on people
liar.
by doing Johnny Carson impressions.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
How did that
wow.
go for you? Not very well. Again. Single Maury should be
You
very
walk up
happy
to somebody and go, really big shoe. And they're like, what?
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, because he used to say shoe instead of show.
First of all, nobody even knows who Johnny Carson is. Like, you got to go way back and explain. Listen, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody wanted you then. Nobody wants you now.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Kim Kardashian broke her social media silence after officially filing for divorce from Kanye West. This was a picture of her with her best friend, Jonathan Shaban, on Sunday, I guess, to mark his birthday. So that was her. That was her.
Were they at a restaurant? I guess you can't really go to a restaurant.
No, I don't know where they were. I think that they were at some sort of party. I mean, the mom was there and everything else.
Come on, a
Yeah,
party?
I think it was a house. They were at somebody's
A
house.
house party now?
Yes. Listen, man, they're the Kardashians.
I guess.
First, they've all had it too, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Jamie Harrison, 21-year-old swimming teacher, Jasmine Harrison became the youngest woman to solo row across the Atlantic Ocean.
When? Now? In the winter?
It was a 70-day journey.
No.
She departed from the Canary Islands in December and landed in Antigua in the Caribbean 70 days later. It was 70 days, 3 hours, and 48 minutes. Damn. It's 4,828 kilometers. Now, normally when people do these big, long trips, they have like actual sort of ration packs.
Yeah.
She said that and I don't know whether she was joking about this or not, she said that she lived off cookies and chocolate.
Oh, stop.
Saying that she thinks that she ate 80 pounds of chocolate.
No, you're such a liar.
I don't know.
What a liar.
I don't
There's
know.
no way.
I don't
She's
know.
joking.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess you need all that sugar for the energy.
Yes.
But then once that sugar crash, once you hit the crash.
Yeah, so I don't know, I don't know exactly how she did it, but I was going through her schedule where she would sleep, do one short sleep and then row maybe throughout the night and then have a longer sleep, and then it was a 12-hour stretch of just rowing. So she broke it up into these weird
Now, did she have were
sections.
there other boats around following her?
Yeah. You
just to
have-
make sure she was okay and safe.
Yes.
It's easier
Throwing
to
out her
swim
chocolate.
at night.
What's that?
It's easier to swim at night.
No, rowing.
Oh, and that.
Yeah.
It's because you can't see how far away something is, so it makes it more obtainable.
Excuse me?
What?
If you can't see what you're after, it makes it easier to obtain it.
If you can't,
Therefore, if you row at night,
nobody has ever said that if you can't see what you're after, it's easier to obtain it.
well, you don't need to say it. It's known. If you're rowing at night,
Okay. I don't know whether you're are you trolling right now? Is this like Maury logic, or is this something you're coming
no,
in here
this
with
is my
facts?
theory. Is
Okay,
it's
so-
easier.
I just said, is this Maury logic? And you're like, no, it's my theory. Okay. So this isn't actual facts you're
think about
spitting.
this.
Okay. You think about that for 1 second.
If it's at
let me
night
continue on.
and you're rowing, it's easier to get to something if you can't see it.
Okay.
Right. What if there's a giant iceberg in front of her and she can't see it? She's rowing right into it.
It's easier to get to it.
Okay. 80 pounds of chocolate. That was the whole punchline of that thing. That's all I wanted to say. 80 pounds of chocolate.
Rode right across this beautiful
There
flat
you
earth.
go. Okay.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hi, it's Roz Mocha. Who's this?
Hey, it's Sarah. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I think what Maury is trying to say is, and it kind of depends on what type of person you are. So if you're a motivated person, some people need to have a visual goal, whereas other people may use that visual as a deterrent. So if you're rowing across an ocean, obviously it's like a large area of open water, and there's probably not a lot of landmarks and things like that. So if you're rowing and you don't have any visual, you're just rowing at night, you're going basically kind of on your own accord, and there's nothing to deter you. So if you're looking across and you just see flat water in the daytime, you don't know how far you've gone, you have no markers, anything like that, so you could feel like you're obviously rowing a long time and getting nowhere. Whereas at nighttime, you don't have that those visual distractions. So I think that's kind of maybe what he was trying to hint at. So I kind of agree with him. I just don't think he explained himself very well.
That's awesome.
Never does. Thank you so much for the phone call today.
Thank you.
Hey, Nori. Thanks, guys. Bye.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
We are just like into the first couple of episodes of American Idol, and Luke Bryan says that he already thinks he found the winner.
Oh, yeah?
15-year-old Casey Bishop did 2 songs last night. The first one she did was a cover of Motley Crue.
I'll either break his face or take down his legs. Give him my ways, I will. Go for the throat and never let loose. Going in for the kill. Take my fists and break down walls. I'm on top tonight. Oh no, you better turn me loose. You better set me free, 'cause I'm a high young and running free. Little bit better than I used to be.
Hold on. How old is she?
15.
With a voice like that?
Yeah. So then Katie asked her to do something. I think she asked her to do some Ella Fitzgerald, and then she decided to do Sarah Vaughan's My Funny Valentine.
When you open it to speak,
damn,
are you smart? Oh,
15.
That's a beautiful voice, by the way.
She blew the judges away.
Yeah, she's good.
And
She's
this-
like real good,
and
man.
this was Luke Bryan.
I think she's the damn winner of American Idol.
Wow.
Period. It's evident what my opinion is. Yes.
So it's always good to hear the
Damn.
early call, because other judges on other shows have been right in the past when they've
Yeah.
called it within the first couple of episodes.
She's got a great voice.
Yeah, we've seen this on
No doubt.
on Got Talent, and we've
Yeah.
seen this on
She's
other
great. Wow.
shows like The Voice. But there
What's
we
her
go.
name? Casey?
Her name is Casey Bishop, 15 years old.
She can be a star, that girl.
Bro, that's crazy.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Kris Jenner. So we know the Kardashians is coming to an end.
Mm-hmm.
We know the Kim and Kanye marriage is coming to an end. So what do y'all do now? Well, Kris Jenner, you'd be happy to know, Mocha, has already applied for several trademarks, including Kris Jenner Skincare, Kris Jenner Beauty, and Kris Jenner's skin. So she's
Come
getting,
on.
yes, she is.
I thought you were going to say she's applying for unemployment.
Nope, she's getting into the beauty line like
No.
everybody else is. It's the quickest way to $1 billion, right?
Yes. Kylie's like, Mom, that's my thing.
Yeah, and then Kim was like, Kylie, that's my thing. Yeah. Right? Like, it's just the way it goes.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The trailer for Cruella racked up 71 million views in the first 24 hours when it dropped. However, as impressive as a number as that is, so it was a higher view rating within 24 hours. It was bigger than Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, and it was bigger than Aladdin when that trailer dropped, even with everybody having so much to say about Will Smith in Blueface, if you remember that.
Right.
Because the first trailer looked very weird. It does not even come close.
What are people freaking out over now?
It does not even come close to the numbers that other Disney movies have done. Disney holds the top 4 spots for the most viewed trailers of all time and within the first 24 hours.
Okay.
So the first trailer for Endgame in 24 hours, 289 million views.
Yes.
Okay.
I helped contribute
Isn't that
many times.
Crazy?
Yes, it is.
24 hours. The second trailer that came out was 268 million. That's
Star Wars
both
one?
for the same movies. No, both for Endgame.
Oh. Yeah.
Infinity War, 230 million views, and then the live-action remake of The Lion King was 224.6 million views in 24 hours, which is just an incredible.
None of the Star Wars movies made it, eh?
No, they don't have the. Yeah, they don't. They didn't
That
break.
Cruella movie looks amazing, by the way.
Yeah, it looks like the Joker, huh?
A little bit.
Or Harley Quinn,
Quinn.
or any of those movies.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So the Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame, or just put this in there for you.
Okay.
The presentation on February 25th. When is that? That's soon, right?
That's this week.
That's this week. So a presentation
Thursday.
later on this week.
It's on Thursday.
Paul Schaefer, you know him from David Letterman's band,
Yeah.
and Paul Jabara will be inducted for their 1979 hits. It's Raining Men, Mocha.
All right.
3-time number 1 hit, It's Raining Men, will be added to the Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Happy about that?
That defined disco, man. That was like a massive disco track. You never got down to It's Raining Men? They never, like when you were younger and you went to a club, like like a DJ never put that on just as a goof?
No.
No, huh?
No. In between like 50 Cent and Beanie Man.
Hold
and,
on here.
like-
Hold on here.
What?
What about when you were younger going to clubs? You were old when 50 Cent was in the clubs.
I'm still in the clubs, bro.
Okay, here we go. Hold on now.
When I was younger,
Yeah.
I was going to all these soca jams and stuff like that. No,
Yeah.
they were not playing It's Raining Men.
Nobody ever snuck a spin of It's Raining Men in
No.
there?
But
You
they
guys
played
all
it
t-
every night when I went out.
I assume that.
and
That-
I was shirtless.
That's not shocking. But yeah. Now, how do you feel about this, Maury? Is it a Hall of Fame
I
worthy
can't
track?
believe it's not already in there.
Oh, here we go. That's like, how does Glenn Close not have an Oscar? How is It's Raining Men not already inducted into Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame?
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Maroon 5 announced a new single called Beautiful Mistakes featuring Meg Thee Stallion. That will be out March 3rd.
Nice.
You curious about that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Maroon 5.
Yeah, I know. I like I like what they do when they have other people involved.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah. It always shows a different side of them. So I'm excited for that.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Zack Snyder's Justice League will have, quote, an ending with a hero cameo that will blow hardcore fans' minds, quote, unquote. So a lot of people are speculating. Now, it says a hero, so not a villain, a hero. So people are wondering, well, who's left? And then people started recalling back to, do you remember the original posters for Justice League where it said, Unite the Seven? That's what the original marketing was, Unite the Seven.
Okay.
And then when
So who's missing?
And then when Justice League happened, it was only 6.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so the ridiculous is a lot of people were hoping that it would be the Wonder Twins. Okay.
Okay, dumb.
Okay, dumb. But then somebody brought up the idea of Ryan Reynolds returning as Green Lantern.
Oh, no. That's dumb. Come on. They would never troll like that. You think they would?
To which he replied, "It's not me, but what a cool pirate flag to cameo as Hal. Maybe it's another Green Lantern, but for me, the suit stays in the closet. I mean the computer." So it's definitely not Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern, but I don't know a lot of that DC sort of world. I don't know who's left that could blow minds.
I really don't know.
I don't know who else would be there. I mean, I would love it if they did the Wonder Twins.
No, that's so
Wasn't the Wonder Twins, wasn't one of them, one could turn into an animal, the other had to be water? But they could be like ice?
Something like that, yeah.
Wonder Twin powers activate, and then they would click rings, form of a parachute.
But you act
shape
like you don't know.
I'm trying to remember what it was, man.
You fully
so
know.
it was Wonder Twin powers activate, form of, and the guy would go, an eagle. And then the other one would go, shape of...
a square.
A square. And then she would be like an eagle with an ice cube. Right? And then they were going to come in and save the day. And they had like a little monkey with them, didn't they? I think that they had a pet monkey that had the same suit. Gleek? Was that the name of the monkey?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the fan.
I'm asking you. I don't want to come off as a huge Wonder Twins fan or anything, but I'm sort of pining for it.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Movie theaters in New York City will open on March 5th.
No, for real?
With a 25% capacity. Yeah, so this is
Almost a full year.
This is part of New York State reopening plan. As we know, big venues like Barclays and Madison Square Garden are preparing to welcome limited numbers of fans, I believe, beginning today. Last week, Governor Cuomo said that indoor entertainment centers such as arcades, trampoline parks, and laser tag facilities could reopen beginning March 26th, and outdoor amusement parks will be ready to roll April 9th at limited capacity. So they're reopening.
Here's my question about those trampoline parks, right?
Yeah.
Would they allow, obviously, only a certain amount in, right?
Sure.
And then once your time is up,
yes,
they kick you out. And do they have to go and clean the whole? I assume they would clean the whole place before letting in another group, right?
I don't know. I would assume that they would do that anyway, but
Well, you know, it's obvious when your time is up, you have to bounce.
you do. You gotta bounce.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Jeopardy hosts, so Jeopardy fill-in host Ken Jennings. I don't know what happened, but Ken Jennings had to step away last minute. I guess he was supposed to be there for like another 2 weeks, and then Katie Couric is going to come in on March 8th. So for the next 2 weeks until March 8th, Jeopardy executive producer, and we know very good friend of Alex Trebek, is now going to be your fill-in host.
And now, here is the executive producer of Jeopardy, Mike Richards.
The great Johnny Gilbert, thank you, sir, and welcome to Jeopardy. As Johnny said, I'm Mike Richards, the executive producer of Jeopardy, and I'm hosting today and for the next 2 weeks to keep the greatest quiz show in the world going. We have some amazing guest hosts coming that I can't wait for you to see. But with the COVID outbreak here in LA, folks were understandably a little reticent to shoot. Ken Jennings did a great job, but he's unavailable due to obligations with his show, The Chase. So, as the producer, my job is to quite literally live the mantra, the show must go on. So, let's do what Alex did 8,244 times. Let's play Jeopardy and prove that nothing can stop this show.
So here he is as host, burning through a few questions.
Sam, you are the returning champion.
Let's do political slang, 200.
Gucci Gulch refers to the section of K Street, home to well-financed offices of these people who ask Congress for stuff. David.
What are lobbyists?
Good.
Slang for 400.
A full Ginsburg, named for lawyer William, is appearing on
Nerdy,
all
right?
5 news shows on this day of the week.
Sunday.
David.
What is Sunday?
Yes.
What are your thoughts? Do you have any thought? He's just like normal and nerdy, like dude.
I think he should
right?
be the host.
Yeah.
I like him. I like him a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
The more
he's hosted shows before in the past.
Yeah, the more I
Game
get
Show
to know him
Network
now,
and stuff.
I like him a lot, and I think he should be the new host.
Roz and Mocha Q&A.
Got a lot of great questions to get to as part of Ask Roz and Mocha, so we're going to head straight to the phones. Humblebee Cat, what's up? Welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hi, Mocha. Hi, Roz.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
So we understand you have a question for the show.
So my question is, at what age do you think you begin to feel like an adult?
Feel like an
Now,
adult.
Interesting
Yes.
she didn't say what age do you start feeling old.
Right. Because being adult is different than being old, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
What's your
know,
What's your
Roz.
answer?
True that.
You'd know.
Shut up.
I'm wondering if it's ever going to come. I'm turning 30 this year.
Yeah.
And I still feel like 17 inside.
Really?
I do adult things. I play by the script. I'm married, you know.
When's the last time you hung out with a 17-year-old?
I work with one at my retail job.
Mm-hmm.
And we had an incident, and I just said, catch me outside about that. And she started laughing. Like,
Oh my God.
29-year-olds
Yeah.
should not be saying that.
Yeah.
And you
I'm
used
like,
a reference for like
am I
6-7 years ago?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You're already okay. You're old.
Yeah, if you still using the catch me outside joke.
Now, just because, but here's the thing: is just because you feel like you're 17, like this is what it I think comes down to, which is what do you think an adult feels like? And I think that that's subjective, and I think that it's different for other people because oftentimes, the thing that will make you feel that you are an adult is when you go through something where you lose your innocence. Okay, so oftentimes you can start feeling like an adult very young, and oftentimes it's because of some sort of trauma. You lose somebody young. You're put in a position where you shouldn't be. Like I knew a girl growing up who. Her parents had kids at like the age gap between them was huge. It was like 15, 16 years.
Oh, wow.
And her parents weren't the greatest parents.
Yeah.
And so a lot of her youth, 16 to say 19, when she was still living at home, she was basically raising her younger sister, right? Like she was the sort of older, the older sister, but also did a lot of the mom stuff.
Yeah.
And she years later, would refer to that point of where, she was forced to become an adult because somebody else put her in that position. So I think that when you feel like an adult, it's when you sort of either lose, innocence, go through a trauma, or something that's, sometimes it's not even a bad thing, and that is you're just forced to make hard decisions without anybody else's help. And if you can get to 30 without having had to do either of those or any of those three things, then you could still feel like a 17-year-old because why not?
I do all those things. I'm responsible. I do everything a 30-year-old actually does, but I guess deep down inside, I still feel like
because you haven't had it taken away from you yet. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Or it could just be you are, an adult living an adult life. You're just young at heart.
I think it's I'm young at heart.
Yeah.
I've a lot of things has happened to take it away, but I guess I've worked on it and I've just become better. And I guess I'm just young at heart.
But sometimes when you hang out with a younger person, like if you're ever in a social situation, even though you feel like young at heart, and you're like, oh my God, I still feel like I'm 18, everything else. When you hang out with an 18-year-old, you're like, oh my God, I'm old. Because they just speak a different language.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
like it's a totally and
It's a
completely
different lifestyle.
Like I look at TikTok, right? And I'm like, I can enjoy, I don't do it on my phone. Catherine has it on her phone, and then she just scrolls through, and we just like look at TikToks at night, and there's just like funny things. But then when you get mostly cats, right? But then every now and then you get to ones that are people, right? Like young Gen Zers kind of thing, the driving force behind something like TikTok. And although I can appreciate it, I'm like, I don't understand the appeal to this. I don't understand what makes this funny. I don't understand what makes this interesting. I don't understand what makes this person a star. It's not my world, right? Like at all.
I think those videos aren't designed for you.
No.
Right? They're designed for other people of that age group.
Where I think, oh my God, I'm fun, I'm cool, I'm all this stuff. And I realized, no, I'm fun to a very certain demographic and cool to a very certain demographic. I'm not young cool, right? I'm not young fun. And so I still feel young at heart. But when you actually start hanging out with young people, you realize how much of an adult you are. Like very much so. You know when you're in a room with two 17-year-olds and as soon as you walk out of that room you hear like talking and you're like, oh my God, they didn't want to say something in front of the old guy. Right?
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What about you, Mocha?
When did I start to feel like an adult? I would say in my early 20s when I moved out for the first time.
Yeah.
And I had to fend for myself.
Yeah.
And like literally, I moved, like when I say moved out, I just didn't move out of my parents' place and into like an apartment down the street or within the same province. Like I moved away to another province.
Yeah, you moved across the country.
So I was, I moved out to Calgary and I didn't have any family, any friends, nothing. I didn't know nobody out there. I just went out there to work. So I think it was at that point I felt like an adult because I literally had to do everything by myself, for myself. Figure out groceries, cook, clean, navigate around the city on my own, budget out for all my expenses, like every single thing. At that point I felt was when I hit adult, or felt like an adult, I guess.
Maury?
Damn it, Maury?
Few for me. I mean, I've lived on my own since 18 or whatever, but it wasn't until, obviously when I got our mortgage. But before that, I felt like an adult when I pumped gas.
Really? Huh? Yeah, I could see that.
Because my dad always said that's for the adults to do.
Right. And how old were you when you pumped gas for the first time?
Like 19.
Yeah, I can see that because the first time, the first time you get to do something that you were always just told that is a grown-up thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Like having my own beer with my dad. That feels like an adult to me, where he's not sharing one with me, where he doesn't do that line when he gives me one anymore, where it's just like, don't tell mom.
Like he opens a can, takes a couple big swigs, and then hands you what's
he's like,
left.
hey, here you go. Like where I can go to the fridge and grab a beer, and he's not going to look at me
When's
like
the last
silly.
time you did that?
Now you go to the fridge, grab a beer, and Matthew gives you a look.
Exactly.
No, I've gone to the beer and grabbed a fridge. I've gone to the fridge and grabbed a beer for him.
Right, but when's
For
the last
me,
time? When's the
it's
last
more
time?
like a White Claw, but
Right, but when's the last time you went and grabbed 2 cans out of the fridge and sat down and had a drink with your old man?
on my birthday.
When was that?
June.
And when before? How many times has this happened?
That was the
Once.
first time.
That was the first time. Yeah.
Because usually I don't finish it, or he'll say, share this with Matthew.
Oh man, if you have a beer with your old man, you got to finish it.
But that's why I don't want beer there, because I hate finishing beer. It's too much for me.
Right. Well, they get bloated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know beer too. I don't do beer either anymore.
Roz, how about you? What age did you feel like an adult?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like there was a whole bunch of things that happen in life where you sort of don't feel like a kid anymore. But I would say that having gone through anything and having gone through the things that I went through at I think ages that were too young to go through certain things. The decisions that I made when it comes to life really prevent. It's almost like we have shields to prevent growing up, or we have shields to prevent ever having to, be adult-like, just simply by virtue of what we do for a living in this room.
Yeah.
Where, our lives and what we're asked to do is, play. And I think that one of the things that strips youth away from people is when they stop playing. And that's one of the things where you just become an adult, where you like work and then you just look at your mortgage and you think about other things. But we have to play every day.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a job where you have to play every day, I would say that the vast majority of days I don't feel like an adult, because playing is just still such a huge part of our lives. And then I go home and I got a 10-year-old and all we do is play. Like there's so much play in my life.
I have a friend named Hot George, and he's an accountant.
Right.
And the conversations with him are too adult, too grown up for me, because it's all math and numbers and whatnot. So like whenever I feel like
don't make those things sound like they're not important.
No, they ain't.
Okay, math and numbers are very important, Maury.
You need them every single day of your life.
Yeah.
But like I just imagine for him, like he feels like an adult every day, being in a suit and tie in the office and stuff. We don't wear suit and tie.
But maybe he does. And
maybe that's fun for him.
And maybe
You don't know.
he has other ththings that are outlets to sort of, that regain that youthful sort of feeling of playing. But I think for us, I think that we're very, very unique in the sense that we're mandated to play.
I'll add one more.
And everything in life is based around sort of what's funny about it, or what's the game in it, or what is, it's an interesting world.
One more for me is when I took my car to the shop and I got to sit in that circle of chairs where the adults sit and
Right.
wait for your
all
car.
those things that you used to do with your dad that you can
Now I'm
suddenly-
on my own.
Yeah.
Humblebee Cat, thank you very much for the question. That was awesome.
Thank you, Roz and Mocha.
You got
I
it,
love you
love.
guys.
Oh, we love you too. But before we let you go, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Okay. This really is hard. Mocha.
That didn't sound like it was too hard.
That's what she said. Yeah. Girl,
Thank
we love you.
you.
Have a good day.
I love you too, guys. Bye.
Hey, you know what I made the other night?
What?
Tempura chicken.
Ooh.
Because I like tempura.
Yeah,
I
who
really
does?
like
Who
tempura.
doesn't,
I like
though?
tempura shrimp. And I don't know how they get the shrimp that long and skinny, right? Because shrimp curl up as soon as you stick them in anything. They curl up.
I think bigger shrimp, right?
No, but bigger shrimp are still
there's no
curled
curl.
up, right?
Yeah, I
they're
guess.
not curled. They're just straight. I don't know how they do that.
They
What
put
sort
it
of
like stick a skewer in
I
it,
don't
maybe?
know. No, I don't know. I don't know how they do that.
I
but
think they put slits in it.
yeah, but even still, the slits will
Yeah.
just curl out the other way,
That's
right?
true.
Like it would just look like, I don't know, like ram
Maybe you have
horns
to
at that
hold it
point.
in the tempura?
Listen, man, that's what I'm saying. So I made a tempura chicken. So I
Yeah.
used the tempura batter on chicken, like little tiny slits of fillet of chicken, and then put it in the deep fryer. And oh my God.
For how long? Like 2-3 minutes?
No, a little bit more than that. Probably
okay.
about 5 minutes each.
Oh, wow.
I think the
I like
oil
tempura
was...
sweet potato.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, I love tempura, and I really wanted chicken fingers, right? And I knew that I was going to be putting some oil on, and I was like, God, what am I going to do? And I had this bag of tempura mixture in the pantry, and I made it up, and I did tempura chicken fingers. And if they weren't some of the best chicken fingers I've ever had in my life, like no joke. No joke. I don't know if you've ever had it because I've never seen tempura chicken on a menu anywhere.
Yeah.
I've seen tempura sweet potatoes. They do
I assume
tempura
you can
vegetables.
tempura anything.
You can, but you can't buy it like that anywhere. Like if tempura chicken was on the menu somewhere, I would buy it. But I don't see it on a menu
And then what
anywhere.
dipping sauce did you use?
I used, when you go to the like the ethnic food aisle, the sort of Asian flavors are, the Chinese flavors, all this stuff. There's one little jar of garlic and chili hot sauce, and it has a green top on it that you actually unscrew,
Yeah.
right? So you just scoop it out with a spoon, and I use some of that, and then I put in a little tiny bit of extra hot sauce in there to just sort of mix it around. So it's a very chili garlic based hot sauce that I have on the side with that. But
I guess
it
you
is
could use
like
plum sauce too.
I don't like plum sauce. Catherine
like
likes plum
plum?
sauce
Because it's too sweet.
It's too sweet. I don't
Yeah.
like. Shut up, okay?
What?
She just promise me right now you're going to shut up.
Okay.
Okay. I don't mix sweet with meat. Okay. What did I just say?
I know you said it. I never said I promise. I just said
Okay. I don't mix sweet with meat. I don't like sweet meats. Even on a barbecue, like I don't like a sweet barbecue. I like a savory barbecue, a spicy
tangy.
barbecue, tangy
What
barbecue.
about honey glaze?
No, that's honey. I don't like honey.
yeah,
It's sweet.
that's sweet as well, man.
It's sweet. We can keep going through sweet things more. I can keep saying no.
What about sugar?
Yeah, sugar. Brown sugar, cane sugar, white sugar, icing sugar, powdered sugar, sugar cubes, sugar Okay, sorry, next question.
This one comes to us from our good friend Tixiana, who is a huge fan of the Roz and Mocha show and is always asking questions. Why does Roz always say spoiler alert after he gives the spoiler?
Okay. Okay. So there are just certain things that I won't spoil, right? There are certain things that I won't spoil. But there are certain rules when it comes to spoiler culture that I refuse to abide by, okay? I like if Grey's Anatomy is on last night and then we come on the next day and start talking about Grey's Anatomy, I don't feel that I should have to say spoiler, okay? It was on last night. We all had an opportunity to watch it. If you worked late or whatever it was and you PVR'd it, that is not my problem. We deal in a world of we talk about things the next day, right? So I will always spoil something and then just say spoiler alert because I like to troll people that come at me for spoiling things. I have no problem spoiling things I don't like.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but I won't spoil things that I love. Right? It's a completely selfish thing. So I have
It's selfish and petty.
It's selfish and petty, and I have no problem spoiling things that I don't like. And so I will always spoil it and then say spoiler alert because I think that hurts a little more.
I've learned over the past, I guess, 7 weeks now to stay away from Twitter on Fridays when we do the show. Because when WandaVision, whenever the new episode drops, people start tweeting about it like crazy, and then things start trending. And I've been burned before where I click on a hashtag, and I'm like, oh, why is this trending? And
Yeah.
it's something completely random. And then you start reading it, and it has to do with that new episode of WandaVision.
Everything that trends, and it's always the weird. It could be ketchup, and I'm like, why is ketchup trending? And it's like, oh, because it plays a huge role in WandaVision. Like you can't look at anything on Fridays. Yeah. I know the Modern Family. I clicked on the Modern Family hashtag because I'm like, oh, what's going on with Modern Family? And it was all just WandaVision, right? And I was like, oh, for God's sake, man.
I know. So, I don't know what time they drop
Midnight.
the episode. If it's midnight
No,
Eastern, or is it like 3 a.m.?
It's 3 a.m. It's
like
midnight.
3 a.m. So midnight, sorry, West Coast time.
Yeah, midnight West, so 3 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, and everybody's already watched it at that point.
I know. It's the worst. All right, Leslie says here, what is one saying that stuck with you, always told by your parents?
What is one saying? Like what did my parents always used to say that stuck with me?
Yeah.
Jeez. Maury?
Well, my dad says the most ridiculous things, like the whole, toodaloo, kookaroo. Stuff
Right.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Jeez. I don't, they weren't really sort of.
Like ridiculous things like, if you eat herring, it'll put hair on your chest.
Right. Like my old man really just devoted so much time of his life changing either song lyrics or quotes from movies and just inserting the word fart, right?
That's great.
Right. And so the one thing that I think that my old
you
man
can't handle the fart.
Yeah, just like stuff like that, or he would just take any song, right, and just he would insert fart into it, like whatever he was listening to, he would just sing along to it and just throw the word fart in all the time. But one thing that he always said, which I've said a couple of times, and it's just not as endearing when I say it, which is, if somebody does something good, right, or somebody figures something out, or somebody does some menial task that they're then proud of, instead of saying you're a real smart feller, my dad would always look at me and go, you're a real fart smeller, right? And then he would go, I mean a smart feller. Like that was just his joke all the time. And I've tried it with Roxy and it doesn't work. Yeah. And I've tried it with other people and it doesn't work. But anytime I see somebody doing that in my head, I will say, oh, look at that, you're a real fart smeller, right?
That's really nice.
I just don't ever say it out loud.
Yeah, but still,
right?
it's a nice connection to your dad.
Like I carried I carried that with me to all these years later, but just internally. Like I don't.
Your family thinks it's lame.
Yeah, exactly. I don't share that with anybody because it's super lame. Yeah.
I think for me, there's only one. There will only ever be one. Like I know that there are a ton of sayings that both my parents would throw out there periodically growing up, but my mom has always said, "Those who don't listen must feel."
Right. Which I had never heard that before.
Never.
No.
But that's one thing, and then I've said it like so many times that
explain that to people. Explain that to people because I still don't think people know what that means.
Those who don't listen must feel.
Yeah.
So it's like you suffer the consequences, basically.
Right.
That's what it is.
Right.
You suffer the consequences, right?
Right.
You know right from wrong. You know what to do in a situation, right? If you don't do that thing, and it causes A, B, and C to happen, well, those are your consequences.
Right. And so what is the feel? What does the feel represent?
You're going to feel the repercussions of your actions, basically.
Okay. So it's not necessarily as physical violence.
No.
Okay.
I mean...
Sometimes. Right. Yeah.
Growing up,
yes.
I felt it.
Okay. So that's where that saying comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's interesting.
There's it's not from my dad, but there's a saying from another old man in my life that I've always
Excuse me.
used.
You better say who this person is, or we're going to assume the worst.
Oh, is it somebody I used to work with?
Okay.
Who always, instead of saying money, would always say cashish.
Right.
And I found myself using this all the time.
Right. Because you found it endearing, or
I just found it funny. Like I found it kind of not cool. I just found it cute.
You found it. God, if I ever did anything where Maury's like, oh my God, I like that. That's cute. I would never do it again.
Okay, Pogo said here, if you had the choice of okay, this is so stupid.
Oh God.
If you had the choice of wearing a super long shirt but no pants, or super long pants but no shirt for the rest of your life, what are you choosing?
Okay, wait. Are the super long pants long in the legs or long in the waist where you could pull them up over your boobs?
Like when old men pull them up to their boobs.
Because I see super long pants as long in the legs.
Yeah, long
where
legs.
you have to like roll them.
Because you can only pull them up to a certain height. Right?
No, but I assume that means pulling it up, because if you look at the other one, the shirt will go long enough to cover your wobbly bits, whereas the pants will go up to cover your
Couple?
cover your
there's
boobs.
a lot of words in
Yeah.
there. Interesting. Ah, God.
So what you have
I was
to
going to say
think,
shirt.
though-
I was going to say shirt.
Okay, but what about the winter time?
Yeah, but I don't want, like, I'd
You're gonna be
rather.
freezing in the winter.
Yeah, but I'd rather not have pants that go all the way up. Like, to me, just it makes more sense to just wear a dress of a long shirt.
I would say doing this show would be much easier if we all decided to wear the long shirt, because the only thing I see of you guys are your shoulders.
Yeah.
Right. And if I looked over to you and I just saw like you know what I mean? If I just saw nipples and chest, right? I think it would be weird. Like I would like this room better if we all decided
But
to
think
go
about
with
how
the
you
long
navigate your
shirt.
life, right?
Yeah.
Outside of this room.
Right. Also, my favorite chips are on the bottom shelf at the grocery store, which would be a problem.
But when you don't take the subway or anything, like, you're not going to sit in front of anyone.
Down. No. It would be interesting. And so let's say this, okay? Let's say this isn't just us, but let's say everyone in the world had to decide. Every single person had to decide whether they wanted the long T-shirt or the high pants. Okay, which world would you rather live in? Would you rather live in a world where the majority of people decided to do long T-shirt, or would you rather live in a world where people decided to do long pants?
Long pants.
And keep in mind that we're going to say that women are allowed to cover their breasts with the long pants, so it's not just going to be boobs
I'm going to
everywhere.
go long shirt, because then there's certain people that you get to see things.
Right. And how long? Right. How long of a shirt are we talking?
To your knees.
No. Not to your knees.
It
no way.
So it has to be longer than normal. It
Just
has
to
be
cover your
longer
butt.
than-
Cover
No,
your butt.
But that's a normal length shirt where you tuck it in.
So like a
skirt. It has to be longer.
No. Cover your butt. That's it.
No, but all shirts cover your butt.
What are you talking about?
Like all dress
Maury,
shirts and stuff cover your butt.
Maury, if you had no pants on right now, we would see only cheek.
Yeah, it's true.
No, but this is because like there's certain things preventing it from going further down.
What do you think that you're? No. Did you just blame your bare ass on your big stomach? That is some self-hatred right there.
Let's see.
See, I assumed the shirt would go down to your knees like a nightie shirt.
No, that's too long. Still above the knee. Still above the knee. Like okay, like nothing's gonna fall out if you're walking, right?
Mhm.
I guess, and I don't know why I'm
Are
envisioning
there
this.
pockets on the shirt?
No.
Like where do you put your wallet?
I guess you can walk around
And your
with a
car
bag.
keys.
Yeah, like you can still wear a jacket.
Yeah, true.
Right? I guess. Could you? Maybe.
I guess you could have a satchel.
Yeah, you could still bring a purse.
So wear a big jacket, and then it's just your bare legs. Then.
Yeah, and I would wear rubber boots, and I would just stick my phone inside my rubber boot with my wallet.
Why don't you just stick that stuff in your pocket of your jacket?
Because what if it's warm out?
Okay.
Right? I think that I would rather live in a world where people chose to wear the long shirt rather
Same
than
reason as me, so you can see things?
No.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go long shirt as
No,
well.
it's
because
just
I keep
too
thinking about
weird.
like,
I don't want to see all that armpit hair all the time.
I keep
And
thinking about
don't-
the winter, like in the cold weather.
Yeah.
And you don't want the upper part of your body getting cold. So I would
No.
say then long shirt, and then wintertime I would obviously wear a big long winter jacket.
Yeah.
And you could wear long boots.
And you could wear long socks and pull them up.
Sure. That's a sexy look, though. I don't mind that look. Long
Short
t-shirt.
t-shirt?
Short.
Yeah, bro.
Right? You know what I'm saying? That's a good look right
Yeah.
there.
Okay, so we're all going long shirts.
Long socks and long shirt.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a good look. That's a good look.
Now, I think we've answered this question before, or something similar from Tony. You are the world's best cat burglar, but you can only steal things that will mildly annoy someone. What are you stealing?
If you were to just like I could break into your house and steal something, but it wouldn't ruin your home or your life. It would just be a minor inconvenience, right?
I know.
What?
Phone chargers.
Yeah.
I was going to say windshield wipers.
That would also be
Yeah,
a
that's a
minor
good one.
minor inconvenience, windshield wipers.
The remote control for the TV.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not mildly annoying. That's very annoying.
Batteries for the remote
Batteries,
control.
That's better.
Yeah.
Pillows.
Oh yeah, man. If I went down to bed and somebody stole my pillow, I would be so stressed out and pissed as to why somebody did that.
Dude, one night stand took my pillows.
Really?
Yeah. He stole my pillow.
Why?
I don't know.
Like the next morning?
Like he left, like I went to shower or whatever, and I went to work and I let him stay.
Yeah.
And then I got home, my pillows were gone.
Both of
Nothing
them.
else.
Did he take the pillowcases?
The whole thing, just gone.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Must have some nice soft ass pillows.
Right? That's weird. Or what did he do to the pillows while you were gone?
Yeah, it's true.
Right. You know,
I'm glad he took them.
all of a sudden, Maury's got pink eye.
Computer mouse.
Oh, no. You know what I would do?
Yes.
You know what I would do? Your fridge light.
Oh, take the bulb?
Yeah. I would take your bulb out of your fridge. Yeah, I would do that.
What about like letting the air out of one of the tires on your vehicle? Is that a minor inconvenience?
That's major.
That's major. I would
What
say
about the
that's-
toilet seat?
Yeah.
Or if you take all the toilet paper out?
Yeah, toilet
When the
paper,
person's home?
toilet seat. That's
The lint,
that's
the lint trap from the dryer?
well, that'll
Oh,
cause a fire.
Would it?
Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
I don't know what happens with I don't know what those things do.
Yeah,
You should
yeah.
try it when you
Yeah.
get
Have you
home.
ever emptied your lint trap?
I'm not allowed to go near that machine.
Does Matthew empty your lint trap?
Yes.
Obviously, he's
Yeah.
very clean like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think stuff like that, like pillows is a great one because I think that if you stole somebody's pillows and that was it, like I would have no choice but to blame Catherine. I would never think that somebody came into the house and just stole my pillow, right? I would only blame Catherine.
But what would you
and it
think
would
that
cause
she
a
was-
huge fight.
Yeah, what would you think she did with them?
I wouldn't have a clue. That would be the interrogation.
Oh,
Here's more. Forks.
Yeah. No, you can steal one. You can steal one fork. You can't take all their forks.
Because the next thing I was going to say is all the coasters.
Coasters?
what kind of palace you living in?
I can't live. The coasters are gone.
Shower curtain.
No. Yeah, that would suck too. If you took somebody's
Toothbrush?
shower curtain. Yeah, toothbrush. I mean, most people I would say have multiple toothbrushes at home though.
Yeah.
Right?
It's kind of like those everyday things that you use.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
yeah,
if you
yeah,
were to
yeah.
take those things, it would
Yeah.
screw you up for the day.
Yeah, and just for the day. Like again, not your whole life.
No,
right?
no.
Package of condoms from the side table.
Okay, excuse me.
Okay, stud.
Minor inconvenience. No, I'm not saying. I'm saying that's what I would take from someone else.
Oh, right. I don't know if that, to me, I wouldn't want to risk somebody's life. Right? Like, let's go back to the pillows, right? As opposed to the
Right.
condoms. I think that's the bigger inconvenience. There's an area we're missing here. I swear there has to be something that we're missing. Oh, you know what would cause a minor inconvenience for somebody?
What?
If they walked home and what was missing was their doorbell. Right? Not because people are like that attached to the doorbell, but like who would do such a thing?
Yeah,
Right?
that's a ridiculous thing to take.
Who would take your doorbell and then you got Amazon not able to ring? You got to go and you got to go on YouTube to figure out how to hook up a new doorbell because who knows how to do that? Like it's a whole weekend project if
The
somebody
wires
just
and everything.
the wires. Do I have a ground? Do I not have a ground? Is it hardwired? Is it not? Like that's a weekend ruined if somebody stole your doorbell.
Throw from the couch.
Who are you throwing from the couch?
No, somebody's throw.
What do you mean?
Like a blanket?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. I got lots of those.
Yeah, just
I got
grab one from
blankets on. I got
upstairs.
blankets on blankets.
Every week you'll see on Instagram at Kiss925. That's where we post for Ask Roz and Mocha. Just ask your questions. They could be as crazy, as silly, as nutty as the ones that we got this week, but feel free to load up the comment section. And of course, we'll get one of you to ask your question on the show.
If you
as
wanted
well.
to throw my entire house into turmoil,
Yeah.
right? Like not so much me, but between the girls, and I would be thrown into this because I would get blamed for it. The thing that gets asked and people fight over the most in my house, whether it's Catherine and Roxy or me and Catherine, is where the hell are the nail clippers? Right? So if somebody came into our house, I keep my nail clippers in a drawer in the bathroom, but it's in that drawer in a bag with a drawstring on it. So nobody knows. That there's nail clippers in the bag. Yeah. Because if I just leave them lying around, the girls will take them. And then it's on the side of the couch and it gets knocked off and it's under the couch or it's left in the office or it's down
Y'all
in the
don't have
bedroom.
your own clippers?
No, we have lots. But the thing is they lose theirs.
Oh.
Okay.
And they always go hunting
then
for yours.
And then they come looking for mine. So if you wanted to throw my house into absolute turmoil, somebody could come in and take all the toenail
You
clippers.
should just keep them in your pocket at
in
all
my
times.
pocket?
Yeah.
That's way too risky, man.
At all times.
No.
Why? Because they'll see the outline?
No, I was thinking more of like, what if I sat and it pinched? Like it.
Oh,
like
right. Yeah, that's true.
That's not good.
What if somebody took your loofah?
I don't have a loofah. Who is a loofah? That's disgusting. I've never. When's the last time you used something to wash your body other than your hand?
My husband uses a loofah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I was a kid. When I was a kid, my mom, like when your mom
Full of
teaches,
bacteria.
when your mom teaches you to take a bath and stuff like that, it was always with a face cloth, right?
Yeah.
Scrub your body down with a face cloth. When's the last time you've used anything other than your own hand?
Use my hands.
Yeah. I don't use anything. That's disgusting.
No, I use my hand. Matthew uses a loofah.
A loofah.
Oh, and the worst is when it's hanging there and you bend down and your face goes into his loofah.
Oh, it's wet and cold.
Oh, all right. Yo, we got to go.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
on Kiss 92.5
Kiss925.com.
or download the Kiss 92.5 app.